The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Regular furnace maintenance can be your wallet's best friend, slashing energy bills and warding off those inconvenient breakdowns that seem to strike at the worst moments. Don't leave it to chance. Schedule your tune-up today at standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93X.
Happy National Binge Watch Day.
Nobody wants to talk to anybody. Everybody just wants to sit in a room and binge watch shows on Netflix for 18 straight hours. You're not supposed to do that. That's why when you do, Netflix goes, "Are you still watching?"
Netflix has you covered. They're the best. They're great. They will drop an entire season of a show in one day. Yeah, exactly. There was a time when a season of television used to take an Earth season. That's how long you had to wait. Now, they're just like, here you go, it's Monday. Hope you got 10 hours in a row. You're like, I have a job. No, you don't. Not anymore.
You guys binging a lot of television these days? Well, here's the thing about binging that's tricky is, you'll watch an entire series in like one day. And then it doesn't come back for a year. And then it comes back and you remember nothing about the show. Right? And like my wife and I were watching episode 1, season 2 of Narcos, which is an amazing show, but we're sitting there going, is Escobar a good guy or a bad guy?
Researchers have recently found that binge-watching TV shows can raise the risk of chronic disease and early death. Said binge watchers, hey, no spoilers.
Hey, Ashley, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Ashley.
Okay, here we go. Showtime.
Oh, man. Yeah, by God, we have returned. I had to turn my computer on so I know what the hell time it is. It's 5:41. Welcome to the Half-Ass Morning Show. The Monday morning edition, don't you know. Sorry we couldn't quite make a live broadcast happen last Friday. We had some problems. We had a man down. Old Cubby picked up a solid case of that COVID, but he's back in business today.
You guys, COVID made me its bitch. I mean, I was COVID's bitch for a few days there.
I can believe that. Man. I can believe that.
And then COVID banged my mom right in front of me.
Oh.
No respect whatsoever.
Your mother. Let me tell you something. It's great to have you back, Josh, but what I don't understand is we missed last Friday. We missed work last Friday because of your sickness. But then over the weekend, I saw a bunch of pictures on social media of you and your family in Vegas. What the hell, bro?
Well, yeah, I had a couple of good lines on some ponies. I didn't get out of bed. I mean, as you guys know, I was feeling crappy last week, but I kept testing negative. And then when we were talking about, people were texting in, they're like, dude, you got COVID. I thought, no, I'm testing negative. I've been testing once or twice every single day. And then Thursday, lo and behold, I tested positive, and then that's when it really hit me big time. Mm-hmm. I went home Thursday, and I got out of bed this morning, basically.
Dude.
Tested negative last night. I was pretty excited about it.
How would you compare this, what's the word I'm looking for? How would you compare this experience with your past two run-ins with the stuff?
Well, the first time it was easy. I mean, it was totally easy. The only reason I knew is because we were supposed to test frequently, right? Mm-hmm. I had a little bit of a sniffle. It was super easy. The second time I thought, well, I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's the sickest I've ever been, and this would be close. Pretty close
to that second experience. You look as frail as a newborn.
Yeah, it took a lot out of me.
You look like you've lost about 10 pounds. I'm not kidding you.
I probably have. I just, I was bedridden. So, but I set up, I thought if I tested positive, I was going to just do the show from home. It was kind of a whole ordeal. I spent a lot of yesterday kind of getting everything ready. And I thought if I get everything ready, I learned a new program to do audio, all this kind of stuff, then maybe I'll put some good karma out in the world and I'll be able to come in today.
Right.
I'll test negative, and I tested negative yesterday. So
there you go.
That's
pretty exciting.
Your setup looked pretty nice.
Yeah, I spent the whole day doing it.
You spent all day long setting up a studio in your home.
Hours.
And then you blew into the breathalyzer and you were negative, and here you are at work.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got it set up for next time.
Yeah, I'd rather be this way. I mean, my wife's like, so it's in our bedroom. She's like, it looks so nice. We should just keep it in here.
Why not?
Just in case.
There you go. Well, it's nice to have you back.
Matt, thank you. It's nice to be back. I was pretty excited. I felt terrible that I missed the boat on. I can't believe that's one of my favorite events we do, the Fall Booze Cruise specifically. I've never missed a promotion, ever.
I know how you are.
Almost 30 years.
I know how you are. You hate to miss those things.
The guilt was killing me.
Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, so much fun.
We got her done.
Yeah, it was a good time. We missed
got
you,
her
though.
done.
That's for sure.
We infected the river for you.
Did you infect?
Yeah.
That's what got me last year, so it was almost exactly a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody breathed in my face last year and took out half our staff.
Right.
And so, yeah, I could have been patient zero this year. We were joking about it last week, and here we go.
Yeah, and it was a topic of conversation on the boat that, last year it was the river cruise that got you, and this year you beat the cruise to the punch.
Yeah, I did.
You got sick before it even happened. It went very well, despite an overall vibe of great sadness because of your absence. It went very well.
I bet not one person mentioned.
You were very much a topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Everybody
Definitely.
asked me to tell you they missed you and they wanted you to get better and sending well wishes. A lot of love for Josh on the boat.
Well, that's very kind. I really appreciate it because I was pretty miserable that I missed it. And, my whole family wanted to go. It was going to be a big thing. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out.
We had a good time thanks to the Paddleford boat people, Uncle Chunk, live band played.
How
Uncle
were they,
Chunk.
by the way?
Sounded great.
Yeah, they were fun.
I even talked to a couple of the dudes just in passing, and they were having a good time.
Did you see the drummer's shirt, Nick?
No.
Oh, it said, wrestling is real, people are fake.
Oh, that's one of the all-time greats.
I love that shirt.
Yeah,
sweet.
Wapple, who innovated that one?
I can't remember.
I think the first time I ever saw a wrestler, that was a shirt that wrestlers would wear from time to time. At least that was my first experience. I would see wrestlers on television wearing that shirt, but I think the first time I saw it in person might have been Ken Anderson, here in town, Wapple. You know him? That's the dude who tried to train you to be a referee.
Mr. Kennedy!
That's great, Wapple.
That must have been 25 years ago or something, the first time. I love that slogan. Wrestling is real, people are fake. Thanks to Lucky's 13, Anytime Bail Bonds. Thanks to everyone who made her out.
Lucky's 13, one of my favorite restaurants.
Oh, yeah, you missed some good food.
Did you guys get a doggy bag or anything for me?
I forgot.
What did they have, out of curiosity?
Burgers, brats, sloppy joes, chips, cold slaw.
Brah. That's awesome.
Cookies. That was the very good part. I love that.
Yeah, shout out to the guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the guy from Lucky's that was walking around with there's a big tray of cookies to hand out to everybody throughout the boat. That was awesome.
Nice.
I like cold slaw. I do.
I love cold slaw too. Is that most people do, don't they? Or is anybody here not like coleslaw?
Oh, I love it.
I know some people who don't like cold slaw.
Why?
I don't know, because they're boring.
That's what it is.
Dude, you throw that cold slaw on top of a pulled pork sandwich.
Oh,
Now you're talking.
Dude.
That slaps.
Dude, you just got me.
Ashley, did you bring the guy who yorked over the side of the boat?
Oh, yeah, sadly.
He almost fell off the top, too. My girlfriend had to go and grab him.
Sadly, yeah, that was my boyfriend's friend.
I think it was like an hour and a half of my girlfriend just babysitting to make sure he didn't puke everywhere.
Wapple's girlfriend goes into total nurse mode, gets the guy a chair, gets the guy a bucket in case he has to puke.
She did go nurse mode,
Get some water, send somebody to get him food to try to soak up some of the booze.
I looked at him and I told my boyfriend, I said, all right, this is how it's going to go. Because he also brought another friend and he was not at that level of drunk at all. And I said, either you are no longer allowed to, none of you are allowed to be around me anymore. I don't know you. You can't tell people that you're my boyfriend. Don't do that. Or you're going to pretend you don't know them two at all. Because I do not want to be involved with having to babysit him. So get Derek to take care of him.
Who the hell's Derek?
Yeah.
That was his other friend that wasn't, extremely hammered. And so he never went and took care of him. So, yeah, Jeremy ended up finding him with Danielle and Wapple's girlfriend. And
who the hell's Jeremy? Who the hell's Danielle?
Sorry.
There's too much inside information. Anyway, here's
stressful.
I didn't see this happen, but at one point or another, Josh, it was towards the end of this operation, towards the end of our Infect the River Part 2 river cruise, I saw a young fella being walked down a set of stairs on the boat, and he was as white as a sheet. And I don't know who I was standing with, but I said, that friggin' kid must have just got sick. They're walking him out, you know what I mean, where he's kind of got his arms around two people, and then someone says, yeah, that's Ashley's bro, who yorked over the side of the boat. Was he on the top level?
I have no idea.
At one point, he was on the top level, and he was hanging over the railing, and he was about to flip over. So then my girlfriend went and grabbed him so he didn't fall over the top.
Well, your girlfriend has a thing for him.
Yeah, she does.
And then she was watching him the whole time because he was about to puke everywhere, like in the middle of the two boats. He was about to puke on everyone there.
Oh, so he did. He never went off the top of the boat?
No.
Okay, I had heard he had puked off the top of the boat. And then, of course, my first question would be what, Josh? Did he get any on anybody downstairs?
Of course, yeah.
Because I'd be pissed off if I'm hanging out on the boat with a cold beer, watching whatever happens, watching the scenery go by or whatever people do, and then I got some vomit splashed on me.
So, Ashley, are you going to not invite this guy to the next work event or what?
He's not invited to anything ever again. I already yelled at him.
What did he do to himself?
Quite a bit. So,
Was he drunk before we got on the boat?
That's the thing is that I tell these guys, hey, don't get like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess when he was picked up, it was discovered that he was 6 beers deep already. I was like, that is so disrespectful. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have allowed you on the boat.
So how well do you know this guy?
It's my boyfriend's friend. He is a really good guy. When
Just
he's
can't
not
hold his
super
mud.
Drunk.
He
Yeah.
can't hold his
He is
liquor.
a really sweet kid.
Let's bring him in and barf on him.
You know what?
Oh.
I'm already mad. I was already mad at him in the first place before this happened because he wore a Buxton jersey with a Yankees hat.
I was just going to say that. I ran into you guys right as we were kind of signing our forms to get on the boat, and I saw you had a Buxton jersey with a backwards Yankees hat. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
The disrespect.
That's against code.
He's a Twins fan, but I guess he kind of likes the Yankees.
I mean, not only is it silly to wear a Twins jersey and another club's ball cap, that's silly. But, yeah, to make it, the fact that it was a Yankees cap makes it even worse. I have a pet peeve when folks mix up their franchises in their wardrobe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even a dude who's walking down the street with a Vikings jersey and a Twins hat, that's not right. You're doing that wrong.
Uh-oh.
I agree.
What?
Well, so here's my sweatshirt.
Yeah, you have a Timberwolves hoodie.
And here's my hat.
And your Twins hat. You shouldn't do that.
I know, I forgot.
I mean, you're not a
I
5-year-old.
almost died over the weekend.
I'll give you a break since you almost died.
But COVID made me its bitch.
That's a pet peeve of mine. But it's made even worse when a guy goes Twins Yankees.
Yep.
I mean, what would be the only thing worse than that would be Twins White Sox, I think. But anyway, so Dana, you could tell there was something wrong with him right from the get-go because of his wardrobe choice.
Absolutely. I knew the guy was trouble before we even got on the boat. I'm like, I don't like this kid. Something's up with this.
I'm going to keep an eye on him.
And I know you take it seriously, Ashley, who you bring on the boat and how they behave. I know you take that seriously, so I bet you are pissed at this idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if he would have, I guess I shouldn't call him an idiot. He's a young kid who got a little out of control, but imagine if he would have. Do you have another slang term for vomit, Josh, that I could use? I used yorked a couple of times.
I always liked Ralph.
Oh.
How pissed would you be if he would have Ralphed on somebody?
Oh, that would not have been good. I actually, I was complaining to a couple people. I was like, oh, I'm stressed out. I'm so stressed out. I was like, I'm gonna go punch him in his face. Then he's gonna go to sleep. It'll be fine. So
GTS.
Yeah, were any bosses there?
No.
I didn't see anyone of authority.
Okay, at least that's pretty good.
Which is odd because usually they are.
Yeah, none of our coworkers outside of the promotion staff and us were there.
Well, that's always been the way it's. I don't remember ever seeing any other coworkers on any booze cruise.
Yeah, the bosses usually show up.
And
Yeah.
then some salespeople have stopped by before.
Oh, I thought you meant like on-air people.
No.
Yeah, I've never
For whatever reason, the rest of the on-air staff never shows up for this stuff. and they're more than welcome. But I was saying, I know you're serious about that kind of stuff, Ashley, the behavior of your friends when we do these station events, because I remember when maybe not when you first started, but after a short amount of time, after you joined this program, you and some friends were walking onto our Independence Day booze cruise, and you didn't know I was there, and I overheard you turn to your friends right before they stepped on the boat, and you said, "If any of you F this up for me, I'll effing kill you." And they all said, "Oh no, I know, it's okay."
You should be that way.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'd be furious.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You're representing us.
There's a couple friends of mine who, when they were younger, I just wouldn't invite to stuff because I couldn't trust that they'd behave.
The poor bastard vomited all over the boat. There's always got to be one.
He didn't throw up in my car, though. That was a big worry of mine as well.
Well, you got it all out on the boat.
Yep.
Nothing left in him.
And yeah, he didn't. He got home safe. So that was
Any
good.
other debauchery?
No.
Any relationships made or any relationships broken up?
It was run of the mill, Josh, and I'm not trying to say it was boring or anything.
That's how I like it. That's how I like life.
Yeah, I mean, we socializing, drinking some beers, had a bite to eat, the band played, this, that, we were done.
Just Josh and Jesus said he was uncomfortably staring at the guitar player for Uncle Chunk, said he was awesome.
They were great.
Nick and I were talking about it off air. I think it was off air last week. I was learning some songs from their set list, just in case we got a chance to go up and play.
Oh, sure.
And one of them was Talk Dirty to Me by Poison, and Nick's like, you can't do that to yourself.
No.
I disappointed him.
I wouldn't allow you to get up on stage and play Talk Dirty to Me. You are better than that, and most bands or band members are better than that. Cubby, we met some nice people. We met some strange people. We got reacquainted with some nice people. We got reacquainted with some strange people. It was a booze cruise.
That's great. More anxiety
Wapple drove the boat.
Yeah.
Did you, Wapple?
Wapple drove the boat for a while.
Captain Wapple.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
I danced my ass off. You know how I can't stop dancing.
You've got a fever for the beat. So, Wapple, more anxiety than Hair Jesus said you and him agreed to swap landlords?
Yes.
You guys had like some sort of agreement on the boat?
Yep.
How did that happen?
Great.
We were just talking back and forth, and he's like, I have a landlord too. You want to switch? I was like, sure.
Had you seen her?
No, I didn't.
You didn't even see her?
I don't think I did.
Well, this is no disrespect to your landlord, but she's quite the looker, I must say. Both of you outkicked your coverage.
Yeah, and then there was another couple that came from Massachusetts to meet us.
Oh, that's great.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I was like, no way.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because as I was leaving, this couple hollers at me in the parking lot and says,
dude, you're so cool.
And I said, all right, cool. They were hollering from a distance, and I finally had to say, what are you hollering about? And they said they came from Boston for the Infect the River party.
Wow,
and
that's awesome.
Someone in my group shouted, what, you're originally from here? And they said, no. And then I asked, so what, you picked up on this program just via the podcast? And they said, yes. And I said, you came all the way from Boston just for this event? And they said, yes. And I said, what, a couple of losers? And we left.
That's so awesome.
No, I hollered out, thanks for coming. I mean, that blows my mind.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
That is really cool.
I was like,
if they're listening, thanks. Wow.
I wouldn't even go like 3 counties away to like meet someone. I'd be like, no, that's too far.
Well, I don't like to leave the house.
Right.
And I think for leaving the house, that's how I got COVID. I went to this party, neighborhood party. I sinned with 11 ounces of Mick Golden Light.
Dude, that's what it was. It brought your immune system down.
And God got me. That's exactly what I think happened.
That's not fair.
Going to an outdoor
Yeah.
party, I never do that kind of thing.
You went to the neighborhood beer party.
I did.
Not your style. Oh, that's a hell of a deal. Thank you for reminding me of that because, I mean, I know every once in a while we get messages from people from all over the world who listen to this show, but more often than not, they have some former connection to the Twin Cities. To hear these folks just say, no, we bumped into your program via the internet and we love it. We made the trip just for this event. I have to be honest with you. As we were driving, it was heartwarming, but as we were driving away, I felt a tremendous amount of guilt.
That they spent the money to go do something like that?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I felt as if we needed to do more for these people, but that went away. I'm not you, Josh. I can squash that guilt. It didn't stick around long. But I just, that's something. When we first started in radio, this kind of stuff didn't even exist. People listening from all so it still kind of throws me.
You did have to talk me down a little bit yesterday, as far as that guilt goes. But the Boston people, I'll tell you what, you didn't go off on Boston people, right?
No, that didn't even enter my mind.
Yeah. So, the fact that that's a gift right there.
There are two people. So now we know there are two people in Boston. Two.
Yeah.
That aren't complete asshats. Just two of them.
I think that's pretty good. Normally, you would have said something smart-mouthed.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I usually would have. So there you go. Binge watch day is what we are in the middle of, Josh. In your intro, there was something about binge watch day.
National Binge Watch Day.
Okay.
I'm out of shows. I don't know what else to watch.
There are plenty out there.
You're really.
I know, but I spent way too long on Saturday afternoon trying to find a new show to watch. I just ended up rewatching Bones. I need something, guys. We need to talk after the show.
Talk to these other psychos here that watch all the programs on television.
I've been all in on wrestlers lately. The Netflix special. It's Al Snow's promotion.
Oh, you've told me about that.
Yeah, Ohio Valley Wrestling.
The inside look at Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a friend of mine told me there's a documentary somewhere. Well, I guess you're looking for shows. You're looking for series. I'm out. I don't know these things. All I was gonna go this route. A friend of mine told me there's a documentary out there on Guar.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that it was out. I didn't watch it.
So this is all I know because I just get secondhand information from you four people and then from a couple of my friends who watch television. Josh, maybe you're aware of this, so I can't help you with series, Ashley. But that same friend who told me there's a documentary out there about Guar told me there's a documentary out there about RoboCop.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I think I saw that. I didn't watch it, but I saw like a trailer for it.
RoboCop.
Yeah, there is. It came out this year.
I love RoboCop. That's one of my. I'm wearing a RoboCop T-shirt underneath my little hoodie.
Are you really?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know you had a RoboCop T-shirt.
Yeah, I got a RoboCop. I'll show you my RoboCop T-shirt.
Let me see your RoboCop T-shirt.
Your man's got a RoboCop T-shirt.
Look at this pig.
No way.
That is a RoboCop
That's
T-shirt.
hilarious.
He's standing there with his gun in his hand, and it says, "Part cop, part man, part machine, all cop." RoboCop.
That's awesome.
All right.
The RoboCop documentary is called RoboDoc, the creation of RoboCop.
That's great.
I bet you I'll break down and cry watching that.
Oh, Nick just passed me a note, Ashley. You should watch Last Man Standing on the CW.
That's
Binge
a
watch
great
that show.
idea.
You know who's crazy about that show now?
Who's that?
Dana.
Yeah, Nick got me hooked on it.
Yeah.
He loves it now.
Do you really?
Yeah.
He loves it, and
You should do some commercials.
yeah.
About it.
I'll ask him about that.
You may be hearing some commercials.
They just put Band of Brothers and The Pacific on Netflix too.
Never saw it.
Band of Brothers is one of those ones where years people have told me I need to watch. So I'm thinking now it's on Netflix. I'm finally out of excuses.
It is
Very
so good.
I've almost gotten my ass kicked a couple times over Band of Brothers.
You'd love it, Nick.
When
I'm
people-
surprised you haven't watched
Like
it.
what Wapple just said it out loud. In the past at bars, someone will say, that episode of Band of Brothers, and then I'll interrupt and I'll say, never saw it. And then people, they come running, they want to beat my ass. I just never have the time for this stuff. You guys know that.
Yeah.
But it's binge watch day, so I guess pick something and blow through it in one day.
Have you seen The Pacific, Josh?
Never saw it!
I have not, no.
You would really like that one, too, because it's all about fighting on the islands and stuff, like Midway Island over there.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to watch that then.
Yeah,
You said that's on Netflix?
Yep. They just put both of them on Netflix this weekend.
I did watch a movie recently. You guys want in on this?
Yeah.
It's not even that old of a movie. I couldn't tell you the name of it now, but it was that cute kid who used to do dance movies, and then he played Ted Bundy.
Zac Efron?
Sax Efron?
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron, correct. Right. Right, he used to do dance movies, and now he does serious roles, right?
Yeah,
okay.
musical.
Sax Efron in a movie where he goes to Vietnam, and he brings his buddies a beer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the greatest beer run ever?
I think that's it, Wapple.
I've never seen that. What?
Yeah, what do you mean? What is that shocking that you haven't?
Yeah, I because I love him.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good time.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a pretty good time.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was good or just
I
silly.
mean, it's good.
It's based on a true story,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Supposed to be funny or like a serious drama movie?
It's got a little bit of comedy, a little bit of darkness, whatever. Okay. I don't know how I'd define it, but I watched it. Kyle Rudolph's going to join our program today at 7:30.
That'll be nice talking to Kyle.
Did they have a thing yesterday at the ball game? Because he retired.
Yeah, they showed a little bit of that during the game yesterday.
Okay, I missed the game. I was at the Twins game. Yesterday, so I didn't see any of the Vikings. So Kyle's going to join us. I mean, damn.
It's been a while.
He was a regular member of this program for quite a poke, and now he's upped and retired, and we can wish him well today on the program. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, how many people are? Jesus, we got everyone coming on at 7:30, including Kat. Who was it, Josh? Was it you? Because one of us should ask this question to Kyle Rudolph today. Maybe it was Wapple. I can't remember. When Zach got bought out or whatever the situation was with the pigs. Zach Parisi, when he was released by the Wild, we had Zach on the program. Am I remembering this correctly? And someone on this program sarcastically asked Zach, well, what are you going to do for money now? Remember that?
I don't.
Oh, and Zach got the joke. He laughed his nuts off. That was great. Zach said something like, oh, I think I'll be able to get by.
Yeah, I think he'll do okay.
Someone should ask Kyle, well, now that you retired from football, what are you going to do for money? I mean, you're going to go have to get a job and move back in with your folks?
Well,
what are
he
you
has
gonna...
expensive tastes in suits and vehicles.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen on social media. Well, you don't really check out social media.
I've heard the stories that apparently he likes to drive fast cars and fast women. Don't the guys at the auto club call him Cruiser?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I think so.
What movie? Stripes. Anyway, yeah, I hear he likes fancy suits and fancy cars. So there you go. I wonder what he will do next.
Still looking really good.
I always thought he was kind of homely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think he's a handsome gentleman.
Yeah, I always thought, right? Well, the rest of you guys agreed with me off air that Kyle Rudolph was kind of homely, and now we go on the air. And, yeah. I'm kidding, of course. He's a very handsome guy. Very handsome guy. Maybe he'll go into television. Maybe he'll go into radio. Maybe he'll go into movies. Maybe he'll be in a movie with Sax Efron.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. I see that movie.
Maybe he'll go into
I could see him going into television. Karate, oh my.
Dude.
Wow.
Oh, my word. Maybe he'll have a hard time getting to sleep and staying asleep. I don't know. Maybe the man will have a hard time sleeping from now on, now that he's retired. Kyle Rudolph, former Viking. Maybe he'll have to scream out in the night that he needs to go get some sleep or stay asleep. Maybe there's someone who keeps waking him up.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Maybe he will. Okay, I'll let it go. I'll let it go. You're a terrific crowd. We appreciate you joining us. One more thanks to folks who joined us on Friday on the boat party. It was a hell of a deal, and Anytime Bail Bonds and Uncle Chunk and Lucky's 13, and it was a wonderful thing. But it's all over now. We got to suck it up on a Monday. We'll take a break, come right back on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, Minnesota. CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
Regular furnace maintenance can be your wallet's best friend, slashing energy bills and warding off those inconvenient breakdowns that seem to strike at the worst moments. Don't leave it to chance. Schedule your tune-up today at standardheating.com.
You loved Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. Now get to know her on Give Them Lala.
The Gen Zers, you know, they love to like be Gen Z-y, are calling Margot Robbie mid. On what planet is Margot Robbie a mid? Who's judging this? Like, are women judging it? The people, the forward haircuts.
Yeah. Don't bring my people into this, or people with the foreheads, babe.
We all agree that she's a 10.
Yes. Give Them Lala wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
That's our first stupid news report of the week. You guys pretty pumped?
Always.
Psyched.
Well, here's something for you folks who are already whacking one loose because Halloween is a few weeks away. And there's a couple of you right here in the radio studio, I think.
Yeah, I have a problem.
You do.
I'm pretty excited.
I'm glad you can admit it, though, Ashley.
I noticed this morning on my way into work, one of my neighbors, they're all decorated already.
Nice.
Yeah, one family in my neighborhood's got all the inflatable light-up stuff rolling already in, what is it, September or something or another?
I can't remember. Did you set up your skeleton guy yet?
No, not yet.
He was a little busy last weekend.
It's true.
I was dying.
He's busy dying.
So for you Halloween wackos, this one's for you. Some drugged-up moron in Mexico was running around town terrorizing people. And the fun part here for you Halloween dorks is that this guy had his stupid Chucky doll with him.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend till the end.
Yeah, don't buy that. Don't buy that, right, Josh?
Don't buy it.
The dude and his Chucky doll were both arrested for waving a knife at folks who were just trying to go about their business. The drugged-up fool goes by the name of Carlos. Years ago, I knew a guy named Carlos, Josh, but we would just call him Los. That's pretty cool, right?
It is cool.
What up, Los? And he'd be like, what up, you know?
I like shortening things.
This guy running around town with a doll goes by the name of Carlos. And, of course, most of you folks already know Chucky from his movie Child's Play, a supposedly scary movie from the late 80s. There's still some kind of a Child's Play series happening?
Yeah, comes back the new season starts next month.
Good Lord.
It's very popular.
So the two of them were arrested for the charges of how does a grown person say this? Disturbing public order and endangering the public. Grown man running around town with a Chucky doll. A local cop said about Carlos, he put the doll in people's faces.
Ah, that's rude.
And he was scaring people. That's the reason why he was arrested. The pictures and videos of Carlos and Chucky at the local police station are pretty cute. They were both handcuffed and had their mug shots taken. Chucky had a knife sticking out of his signature denim overalls. He was propped up against the wall and held by his hair for his mug shot, and he kept that goofy smile on his face the entire time. Here's the part of the story that is SAWFT.
Soft.
The cop who put Chucky in handcuffs and had the funny idea to take a mugshot picture of Chucky was later reprimanded for not taking his job seriously.
Oh, come on. I like that guy. Give him a raise.
Yeah. Have some fun.
Reprimanded for not taking... Oh, pull the stick out of your ass.
Come on, that's good stuff.
Nothing scary to me about Chucky at all. Name another Halloween supposedly scary murderous character that to you is not scary at all.
Scream.
The Scream guy?
Yeah. Just because he's so, I don't know. He doesn't, It's like he doesn't know how to control his limbs. It's like a wild moose. He's just flailing around.
That's a good point.
That is a good comparison, and I only saw the very first Scream movie.
Me
and
too.
although the character is quite fast, yeah, he swings and misses at you with knives. He's as inconsistent as the bad guys from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that's a good point for
Right,
comparison. Yeah.
Ghost face, right?
Wild.
That's what it's called?
That is a great point. He wildly flails, almost with little control.
Well, it's funny. Scream face, it's kind of a switch off. When it's not a main character, he's a ruthless and efficient killer. When he's trying to attack the main character, that's when he starts getting wild and crazy and can't seem to land a stab at all.
Yeah, that's true. It's like he gets too overwhelmed,
Yeah.
too excited.
That's a good one. I do believe this here next video I'm going to tell you about is a first for me. I don't think I've ever seen someone make a move quite like this before. The video is of a security officer, airport security officer from the damn Philippines. She's under investigation for allegedly stealing $300 from a passenger there at the airport. Stole the money right out the suitcase. And then, F me running, she attempts to swallow the money.
It's so odd.
And cops caught her effing weird as hell caper on airport security video. And you're probably thinking, or you're probably saying that, you'd think she would have known where the security cameras were located, seeing how she works there at the airport, but I guess reasoning goes out the window if you're the type of person to try and swallow paper money, for cripe's sake. Yes?
I was just going to say, I wonder if she's done this before, and then she's got to fish it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gross.
Boy.
Didn't think about that.
Right?
Or someone fishes it out for her.
Oh, I didn't consider that.
Yeah.
Maybe they get a cut of it?
Yeah.
Just put a strainer down there.
Like an old miner? Or not a miner, but a gold miner?
Yeah, gold miner.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe she has a sidekick who will fish it out. You ever, Wapple mentioned a strainer. You ever heard anyone say they could crap through a screen door?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah. When we were kids, when someone was real sick. How you doing? I could crap through a screen door right now.
I've never heard that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, that's brilliant.
My dad liked that one when we were kids.
I'm going to like that one now, too.
Yeah. So you got to see this video. Little airport security gal, just a tiny little thing, isn't she, Cubby?
Mm-hmm.
She goes by the name of Irinci, I don't know. She works at the airport over there in town in the Philippines. She allegedly snatched a bunch of cash, smoothed out somebody's suitcase while she was doing a manual bag inspection. Josh, if you hold still long enough, I met some girls on the boat who would like to give you a manual bag. So next thing anybody knew, this little gal turns away from her duties there searching suitcases, and she starts ramming cash into her mouth hole.
It looked like she was having a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Down in a lot of water to try and wash it down. It wasn't
She's
working.
Exactly, trying to wash it down with bottled water. I don't know about you folks, but I couldn't tell when watching the video how much paper money, if any at all, she was able to swallow. It looked like she was really struggling.
Yeah, I don't know if she got any down.
Yeah.
And it's funny how, they conceal her identity by putting the smallest black line across her eyes. I mean, there's barely any concealing there whatsoever. This is on 93x.com, by the way. It's crazy. I've never seen something like that.
I like how the lady who was getting her bags checked and got her money stolen from her kind of looks at her like, can I go? And, like, she turns away. The security guard turns away, and then the other lady kind of looks at her like, are you going to keep checking me or can I leave? And then she just walks away.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Now, word is this airport security gal, the one who was trying to eat money, she might have had a couple gals a couple other gals on the airport security staff that were in on this scam with her. That's not 100% certain. And something else that isn't certain, they say here, Cubby, they don't know whether the passenger who had his money stolen, or he or she, they're unsure if that passenger is going to press charges. I'll tell you what, you try to eat my friggin' money, I think I'm going to go after you.
Yeah, I definitely am. Just because that's so weird. I'd want answers.
That's bizarre. Yeah.
Don't you have to punish them by cleaning out your bank account and say, okay, you want to try eating money? Now eat all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like smoking a carton of cigarettes?
The old cigarette trick that parents used to pull on kids. I doubt parents do that trick anymore.
I don't think so.
I told you before about my buddy who's checked out now. God rest his soul. He found out that his son was smoking up his cigarettes. And so he went with the old school trick. Kid walked in from school one day. Kid was like 11. Kid walks in from school one day, and my buddy, totally, cliche, slams down a carton of cigarettes and says, "You're a tough guy now, huh? You smoke cigarettes? Well, let's go. Let's see how many you can go through." And the kid says, "You got it." Pulls a pack out of the carton, pulls a cigarette out the pack, flips it into his yap, lights the sumbitch, and starts blowing smoke rings. And my buddy said, "Jesus balls, how long you been doing this?"
Can you do that, Wapple? Can you blow smoke rings?
No, I was never good at that.
How old were you when you started?
Smoking cigarettes?
Yeah.
Boy, 15, 14?
I've been smoking grass since I was 2.
2?
Yeah.
Dang,
Wow,
dude.
dang. You're a quick learner.
Hey, it sounds like we have a challenge here. Not to sidetrack us, but we were talking briefly about supposedly scary horror movies. Dragon Lady Sheezes has texted the program, and she says, "I've yet to see any horror movie that scares me."
Even like the Terrifiers, those are messed up.
She goes on to say, "I laughed hysterically at Stephen King's It because his teeth looked like toothpicks to me."
I'm absolutely terrified of clowns, but like it kind of helped me in a way, the movie It, because I thought it was ridiculously silly.
I saw the most reasonable isn't the word, the most recent It. When did that happen again? Like 5, 6, 7 years ago?
So you saw not the
like
most,
that.
you didn't see It 2, right? You saw It.
Whenever it hit the scene again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It from 5, 6, 7 years ago.
2017.
It was stupid.
It was
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The clown wasn't scary.
It was kind of like a Goonies movie, really.
Yeah.
It was Scooby-Doo. I mean, I remember I told you, Josh, the opening scene when the clown drags that kid down into the sewer and bites its leg off or whatever, I said to myself, this is going to be good. Because that was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was garbage. Anyway, Dragon Lady, she says, I couldn't sit here and rattle off horror movies that might scare you.
I thought of a couple things maybe.
Go
that
ahead.
Gave me the heebie-jeebies. Was it The Strangers with
Steven Tyler's daughter?
Yeah.
That was well done. That was kind of creepy.
That was creepy.
Yeah, quite. I would even go even further, even more than kind of creepy. That was legitimately a freaky movie. That's a good example. There are some, if Dragon Lady Sheezes, go on some websites. I've looked up some websites. There are some scary, gory, disgusting movies out there that I hear lots of people say, this movie effed me up for good. So look around a little more. No one else can name a good one?
The only other one I was thinking of, and it's not really a horror movie, but gave me the heebie-jeebies, would be, I think it was called The Fourth Kind.
Oh, yeah.
I think that one.
Yeah, you couldn't sleep.
No, that's the first time movies really affected me like that.
I thought one that was kind of creepy was the dudes go to Belgium to have sex with hookers and then everyone gets their legs cut off.
Hostel?
Hostel, yeah.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, Hostel was kind of freaky because I remember when I watched it, I remember saying to myself, God, anytime I've ever gone out of town, I've gotten ridiculously drunk. I remember going to Ireland and getting so drunk. I remember thinking, that could have happened to me. Someone could have picked me up and talked me into... Anyway, Dragon Lady Sheezes, keep looking. You'll find one. All right.
Oh, here's one, Short But Fat Jesus, The Blair Witch Project.
Oh, come on.
That didn't freak me out too much.
That didn't freak me out. It just made me sick when I saw it in the theater. I was getting motion sickness.
Yeah.
I had to get up and go do a loop in the lobby.
I don't know. I mean, it was interesting it was very original in its day, was it not, Josh?
Oh, yeah. Well, when I saw it real early, I have a friend, he was in the movie business.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was kind of a Hollywood guy, and by that I mean he managed a Hollywood video.
Sweet. Right.
So he had early access to see it, and we saw it months before it came out. And we were told that everybody there's like, yeah, this is a true story. This is found footage. This is legit. And I believed it. And then afterwards realized, oh, no, I was had. I'm a fool. I'm a damn fool.
They marketed that movie so well.
Again, Dragon Lady Sheezes. I've heard there's some movies out there that are just foul as hell, where people are eating each other's body parts and it's blood spray. Anyway.
Yeah, I watched one. I wish I could remember the name, but I watched one in theaters not too long ago where I was in disbelief that they actually let it play in theaters. It was so gruesome. I'll have to figure out what it's called.
You saw it in a theater recently?
Yeah, it was. Oh, it was so bad, so brutal. Messed me up.
Was it the Pooh Bear movie?
No, that was awesome, actually. Winnie the Pooh was terrifying.
I saw that's coming to streaming soon.
It's not his fault. At the end, I still felt bad for them. I'm like, well.
All right, moving on with the stupid news. This is also pretty strange. I mean, it's strange in an entirely different way than someone trying to eat your money. But it says here now Chinese ladies are throwing on fake belly button stickers to make their legs look longer. You got to get a look at this gimmick.
But isn't your torso going to look weird?
The gals over there in China are buying up sheets of stickers like we used to do when we were little kids that say, awesome, and you're number one, whatever. They're buying up these sheets of stickers designed to look like belly buttons. Then they take the fake belly button sticker, and they slap it on themselves. It says here a few centimeters above their real belly buttons. Then they conceal their real belly damn button with a skirt or a pair of pants. You know how they're pulling them up high nowadays, Josh.
They like that.
So you pull your pants or your skirt up above your real belly button. So if you're still able to follow this, once the gimmick is complete, it creates like an optical illusion, and it makes their torso seem shorter and their legs longer.
It's weird.
And Leon is getting larger. What movie? Airplane. I can't believe you people. As dumb and as fifth grade as this all sounds, belly button sticker manufacturers, who knew they even existed? Belly button sticker manufacturers, they say they're struggling to keep up with demand. And Chinese social media is loaded with videos of young gals pulling off this bit. I also read that Walmart here in the US and A, Walmart will sell you these belly button stickers. And I didn't take a really close look.
They look kind of real.
Do they look realistic enough?
Yeah. I mean, if you're not looking for it, probably wouldn't notice.
Now, it also says here, some young ladies over there in China just simply don't like what their real belly buttons look like. So they're going with the fakies. They're not necessarily focused on, oh, this will make my legs look longer. They just don't like the look. Is everyone here on the show okay with their own belly buttons?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I never thought too much about it.
Same here.
Maybe I should show more.
Yeah, I've been wanting you to show a little bit more.
A little crop top?
Yeah, show some more belly button.
I'd be down.
Let's get it going.
Someone over there in China called fake belly button stickers the most successful invention of 20 plus 23.
Must have been a slow year.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know. Maybe one day one of us will come up with a goofy ass idea like this, and it becomes a big fat money pit. That'd be fun.
I would never think of something like this.
No.
Never thought that would be. Have you ever actually thought, boy, I wish my legs were longer?
Yeah, I guess so.
You have.
Until I talk to somebody that's like taller than me, and girls usually don't like it, so it makes me feel better.
Wouldn't that suck being a manufacturer? Like you're working on the line making these stickers. You're like, ha, This is a cake job. No one's going to want these stickers. All of a sudden, now they're in so much demand, they can't keep them up.
Now you're working a 20-hour shift.
Yeah. Overtime. No.
Hey, yeah, and your coworkers are pissed at you. You said this would be a cake job, a-hole.
Next thing you know, Wampo, your boss asks you to go ahead and come in on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Because they just can't keep up with the demand.
We're going to need you here every Saturday for the next 5 months.
Anyone around here use those solar panels on your house, on your apartment, on your townhouse, on your thing?
I do not.
No.
I had a buddy that installed them.
That's fascinating.
Like for a living or just in his own house? Okay.
For a living.
This is cute, right? In the Netherlands, it sounds like the folks living in a row of townhouses pulled off something cute here, something fresh. They all agreed to set up those solar panels on the roof of their adjoining townhouses, but they didn't make that decision necessarily to try and conjure up electricity or whatever solar panels traditionally do. They put the panels up there in order to spell out a Dutch word for penis.
That's fun.
Genius.
I respect the effort they went through to do this.
And now the town that they live in is pissed. They don't think it's so cute. The word is L-U-L. Lul, a Dutch slang term for pee, by God-ness. Like we here in the States might call it a wang or a dong. In the Netherlands, one slang term for a penis is a lul. Stupid social media is all over this. Everyone wants a picture of this deal. The townhouse neighborhood is being buzzed by low-flying helicopters to get a look at this. Jesus, how bored are these people?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, but not that funny.
No. I think a picture would do just fine. I don't need to pay for the helicopter ride.
Now, folks in the area that don't find this funny are calling on the homeowners association to straighten things out, so to speak. They want this stopped. One unhappy dude in the neighborhood said, "All in all, I am not happy and I don't see the humor." Come on, dude.
You don't see it.
You can't bring yourself to see anything funny about this?
As you guys know, I lived across from what I had to dub Penis Park.
Penis Park, sure.
I woke up and there were penises everywhere, spray painted, graffiti spray paint of penises.
Mm-hmm.
There's words describing the different parts of the penis. Some of them were in action, some of them were finishing. And as annoying as it was, I could certainly appreciate the humor.
Yeah.
Plus,
you know what?
I mean, it's on the rooftop. How often are you seeing it? You're really not seeing it that often.
You got to be pretty tall, Wapple.
You got to have a helicopter, Wapple.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a younger guy, if I would have woken up, Josh, and the park across the street from my house was just bombed with spray paint penises, I think that morning the first thing I would have done was look at my right index finger.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Did I do that?
We had just moved in to the neighborhood, and I think my stepson was maybe 15. He's like, I'm the perfect age. They're going to think it was me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. At least one person did.
Now, the folks behind this solar panel joke, where they spell out a slang term for penis, they say that the panels actually are helping their electricity bill. This is how they're defending it, and they would rather the neighborhood be known for a funny dong joke than for crime. All right.
Good point.
Go ahead with that, I guess.
I don't know. I'd be happy to live in a townhome community where the solar panel spelled out the D word, you know?
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Where do you live? I got the giant D on my house.
Well, this is a damn shame now. What a mess. A semi-truck crashed into a box truck on a road called I-40 in Oklahoma. The semi even rolled smooth over in the crash. Now, the two pieces of good news that'll pick up everybody's spirits here are that, number one, the drivers weren't hurt. And part two of the good news is that one of the trucks involved sprayed its load all over the roadway. And the story here says that the load included more dildos and personal lubricant than all of your mothers combined have seen in their lifetimes.
This is a semi that overturned and lost its load here. It has also involved this box truck that's on a little bit further east there. Involved this box truck that is completely shut down due to he's all the way across the lanes there. So they already got the wreckers here, but there is a lot of stuff to clean up. So this Turnpike Spur and Mustang on-ramp here at I-40 will probably be closed for quite some time.
Jim, can you tell what he's carrying there? What's all over the road?
Well, we're zooming in. Not really. Maybe you
Some
can
type of
tell.
parcel?
I can't tell. You know, the good thing involved in this, too, is the driver's not injured.
Good.
There's no injuries, but there's a lot of stuff laying on the road. Whatever it is, it's going to take a while to clean up.
I think Jim knew exactly what that was.
Yeah.
He does his best there, doesn't he, Josh, to tiptoe around what exactly had been blasted all over the road. Up there in the helicopter, looking down, skis. Police did not officially confirm that it was nothing but dildos and lube all over the road, but some news site in that neighborhood called TheLostOgle.com reports the crash occurred near a major adult product-focused distribution hub. Man, I've never said that before out loud in my life. A major adult product-focused distribution hub, and that could have been where the truck was coming from. There was one joke in the comment section that grabbed me, where someone referred to this car crash or truck crash as a double-ender fender bender for every gender.
That's good.
I mean, you, like I said before, your mothers think they've seen their fair share of dildos and lube. They ain't seen nothing. They ain't seen nothing yet.
My mother's never even seen one. She's a sweet old lady.
All right, before we get going again, these are usually fun. We see one of these deals now and again. How about a brutally honest obituary written by a lady about her dead dad? Here we go. A gal with the name of Amanda Dennis from up there in Ontario said her dad, her dad died at the age of 74, okay? And the obituary starts with Amanda saying, "I am pleased to announce the passing of my father."
That's a good start, unless you're the dad.
Mm-hmm. After suffering multiple strokes, one, thankfully leaving him unable to speak, the abusive, narcissistic, absentee father / husband / brother / son finally kicked the bucket. Because he treated people with disdain, there will be no service.
Whoa. Whoa.
I love it. I love this kind of stuff. Josh, you know that I've always said, if you're a dick, just because you die, you're no longer, that doesn't mean you're no longer a dick.
Yeah, sometimes people are remembered much better than they were.
Yes, I don't see anything wrong with this. If you were a bad person who just generally was unkind and just a prick, when you die, when you check out, that doesn't mean we all have to say, well, you know, we had some good quality. No, a dick is a dick. So I love this.
The best part is that they pay for that. Like, you pay by line.
Yeah, well, I mean,
awesome.
It was worth the money, I think.
If she needed to get this off her chest, then it was worth the money. Yeah. Miss Dennis here tried to post the obituary on the funeral home website where her father was cremated, but it was removed. So they must have thought it was too harsh.
They didn't want to be associated.
Yeah.
She told the local news. The local news got on her ass about this. I mean, not in a bad way. The local news wanted to talk to her, and she said, not all parents are good, and that's okay, and it's okay to talk about. My father was absent. He was abusive. He was narcissistic. She wants to be open and honest about her feelings, and she doesn't feel like the obituary should have been removed from that website. She said, this is the truth. This is the way he was. It's my family's truth, and I'm not going to change that because someone won't post it. In the obituary, she also wanted to make sure the staff who were, quote, dealing with her father were thanked. She wrote, special thank you to the staff at the regional hospital for putting up with this miserable human being for so long, and the residents and staff at the joint for their support towards his family at this time. They didn't have the ability to walk away, she said, like I did. This gal was raised by her mother. She said, I wanted to have a relationship with my father. I did. Every daughter does. I didn't get the father-daughter dance. I didn't get a lot of things. She said writing the obituary was therapeutic for her. She hoped it gives comfort to others in a similar situation. She shared the post on Facebook and has received messages from people thanking her for being honest. Another family member, a lady named Bonnie, she, I think, was the dead guy's brother, sister-in-law or something. What did she say about the obituary? It was a true reflection of who he was. I'm very proud of Amanda for having the courage to write an accurate obituary for such an evil soul.
Oh, people did not like him.
In lieu of flowers, Miss Dennis is asking for people to be kind to one another. Apparently something her dad could not do. So I see nothing wrong with this kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's pretty funny.
I've told you before that my folks were readying themselves to go to a funeral, and the funeral was for a guy who was just not a nice guy. He was not a popular guy. He spent most of his life being a prick. It was what it was. And while they were readying themselves, my mom hollered at my dad and said, hurry up, we're going to be late. And my dad said, well, you know it ain't going to be crowded. That's how she goes.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It's the first goal, right? To win the division. And then after that, we take care of other things. But we accomplished this tonight. We're going to enjoy this and then back to work tomorrow. We love you guys and we're ready for some more.
One of the best weeks of my life. I mean, that's for sure. I called my wife already behind this tarp on my phone. She's partying in her own way with two babies strapped to her. And she's working harder than I am. But we're all enjoying it.
I wish I would have got an invite to that Twins clubhouse keg party.
Well, they looked like they had a good time, that's for sure.
If you missed it, the Twins won Friday night and Peterborough lost. So as of now, we're in the playoffs.
Woo.
And then they went ahead and pretty much whooped the Angels' ass yesterday. Twins in the playoffs. Hell of a deal. Very excited to see what they might be able to get done this time around. Kyle Farmer came out and said, I guarantee you we're going to get that friggin' win that this fan base has been waiting on for, 18 stinking years, whatever it's been? I can't even think when the last time they won a playoff game. Kyle Farmer gave us a guarantee, Cubby.
That's great. I like that Kyle Farmer.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
He's a tough nut. Twins got the division title, so we'll see how it all plays out. I mean, we'll talk to Dick Bramer tomorrow about the playoff-bound Twins, but like I said, they pretty much, well, there was a rain delay after the rain delay yesterday. They whooped the Angels' ass. I think the final was 9-3. They got a day off today. Then they start a series at home with the Oakland Athletics. 0-3, huh, for the Vikes?
Yesterday was rough.
What was the problem yesterday?
Just a roller coaster of emotions.
Oh, my God. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I didn't see the game because I was at Target Field watching the Twins, but they lost to the Los Angeles Chargers 28-24. There was some kind of interception in the end zone at the end of the game.
Yeah. Even though we had about 15 shots at the end zone before that.
How many shots do you need at the end zone?
I guess 16.
Yeah. 16 would have made it.
16th time's the charm, they say.
0-3.
At least
All right.
we have the Twins.
You're giving up on the Vikings already and saying at least we have the Twins?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
Done.
I like that. Week 3, she's done.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, what could be worse? Who the hell was it that gave up 70 points yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Poor
Denver?
Denver,
Yeah, Denver. And
We'll get to that.
That was ridiculous. I didn't even know you could score 70 points in the NFL.
Someone told me that when I walked in the bar yesterday. I said, what the hell's the matter with you? No one scores 70 points. And then they show you, he turned the TV on and said, there it is, 70 points.
70-20.
There should be like a rule. Yeah.
We're going to be busy here in about a half hour. Brad Ryder, Randy Shaver, and our special guest also, Kyle Rudolph, former Viking tight end Kyle Rudolph, who retired. And yesterday they had a big party for him at halftime or something. Kyle will be joining us. It'll be a hell of a deal. Stay tuned for Josh's news report.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, Minnesota. CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
Regular furnace maintenance can be your wallet's best friend, slashing energy bills and warding off those inconvenient breakdowns that seem to strike at the worst moments. Don't leave it to chance. Schedule your tune-up today at standardheating.com.
Hey guys, it's Susie Schuster, and I am so excited for my new podcast coming out this fall. It is called What the Football with Susie Schuster and the Princess of Darkness, Amy Trask. If you're looking for a new podcast to listen to about jargon, heavy-legged waist benders, this is not for you. We're going to have big girl conversations, and we are going super deep to bring you weekly guests that you won't find anywhere else. It is What the Football with Susie Schuster and Amy Trask, wherever you listen.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
It's completely wooded, deep, thick woods around here, and there's a swamp over there. And after about 15 minutes of searching for her with our friends and family, I called the cops because at that point I'm just like, I don't know what else to do besides call the cops.
A Michigan toddler who went missing likely walked 3 miles barefoot with her family's 2 dogs at her side before she was found hours later napping in the woods using one of the pups as a pillow.
That's cute.
A Michigan State Police spokesperson said, best we can figure, she got on a trail and started trucking it with the dog, barefoot, just headed for the sunset, he said. Brooke Chase realized her 2-year-old daughter and 2 dogs, a Rottweiler and a Cocker Spaniel, were nowhere to be found around 8 p.m. Wednesday.
I realized she was missing, and I'm telling her uncle, and I said, Thea's, where is she? We're searching all around the yard, up and down the road, screaming at the top of our lungs her name, calling for the dogs because the dogs were missing too.
That sparked a 4-hour-long coordinated search effort involving troopers, canine units, civilian search and rescue volunteers, and aerial drones, all scouring the dark woods for signs of the missing girl. Finally, at about midnight, a civilian volunteer on a 4-wheeler discovered the 2-year-old just as he headed to get more gas. Police say one of the family's dogs that had gone missing with the girl, the Rottweiler, jumped out at the 4-wheeler, getting the driver's attention, and that's when the volunteer found the 2-year-old curled up, sleeping on top of her other protector, the family's Cocker Spaniel.
I'll tell you what, if this family had a babysitting business, I bet that's gone now.
All done.
Jeez Louise. Keep your babies out the street.
Out of the woods?
What movie was that where someone hollers across this? Keep your babies out the street. Was that Boys in the Hood?
Yeah, it's if not, it was like that. An Indianapolis woman is accused of accidentally stabbing a baby inside a hotel while attempting to stab a dog for eating a chicken sandwich. Police responded to a report of a stabbing shortly before 11 p.m. Tuesday at a Days Inn. There, they found a 1-year-old girl stabbed. A short time later, police found the suspect hiding near a bush outside the hotel. According to police reports, the little girl's 32-year-old aunt, Sharon Key, tearfully said the stabbing was an accident. The girl's going to be okay. Key told police the family went to Burger King to pick up food and then returned to the hotel. She claimed her pit bull ate her chicken sandwich, so she got angry and chased the dog around the room with a knife. When the dog jumped on the bed where the child was laying, Key said she tried to stab the dog but missed and stabbed her niece by mistake.
It's stupid, but at the same time, she's a grown-up. She should have knew that baby was sitting right there. I want the book threw at her.
After the stabbing, the child's mother, who was also in the hotel room, quickly called 911. The little girl is expected to be okay. Jail records show Key has been in and out of jail more than 20 times over the last decade.
Oh, man. That's a lot of work in one night. Stabbing a baby, stabbing a dog.
Yeah, keep her away from kids. And Burger King. A 7-year-old Indiana girl's home with her family after experiencing what doctors called a freak accident, which nearly killed her. Olivia was playing at a friend's house last month when a blow dart went inside her nose and became embedded in the base of her skull.
I knew something wasn't right. I went, I saw, put her in the car, took her to the emergency room. And there was really no thinking. It was just autopilot.
Doctors said the dart landed in close proximity to critical arteries and nerves and was less than a millimeter from taking her life.
I mean, when you want statistics, they should buy about 10 lottery tickets, because I'm telling you, that was very fortunate where that ended up and where it stopped.
Doctors said the dart was in the base of the skull right next to a crucial blood vessel.
Cerebral artery supplies all of the brainstem and the critical vital structures that allow us to breathe and have a heartbeat.
She was transported to a children's hospital in Indianapolis, underwent surgery within hours. According to the doctors, the situation could have been fatal if the dart had gone deeper, and it's a miracle that it didn't.
Blow dart in the nose.
Yeah.
Haven't heard of that one before.
I don't know the last time I heard about a blow dart.
Yeah, true.
I've never had a blow dart.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, really? My uncle had 2 of them.
Did he?
So much fun.
Yeah, they seem pretty cool.
What the hell was wrong with him?
Just watch out for little kids.
How come he's running around with blow darts?
He would.
Was he going on an adventure with Indiana Jones or something like that?
No, he would take down the red squirrels. I think they were the bad ones.
Oh. So he doesn't use them like that one guy we talked about once who farts them out of his butt?
He was using blow darts to take down squirrels.
Yeah, someone get your uncle a BB gun.
Dude,
yeah.
That seems like a weird choice.
Yeah, I kind of like it, though.
What about a butt? What are you saying over there?
There's a guy who's famous on the internet and does live shows where he like pops balloons by farting blow darts.
I've never heard of that in my entire life, and I don't think I'll become a follower of his on you. Does he say YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be watching those videos.
Mr. Methane is the name.
Well, I've heard of that guy.
We've interviewed Mr. Methane before.
I don't remember what his gimmick was when we interviewed him.
He farts. I mean, he can fart on command. I didn't know the blow dart thing was him.
That's disgusting.
Mr. Methane.
But then again, you were a big Jackass fan, so I imagine you're drawn to videos like that.
I never heard of Mr. Methane until this show.
Yeah, I could imagine. I could see Dana volunteering to put one of those balloons on his head.
Yeah.
Just holding it in my
Fart
mouth.
it off me.
Hey, Wappo, you know your uncle with the blow dart gun?
Yeah.
Did you ever notice that your folks really never let you spend the night at his place?
I mean, he is from Wisconsin, so there also is that.
That explains the killing squirrels with a blow dart.
Yeah, it does.
Mom, Uncle Dean ordered pizza and he rented some movies. Can I spend that? No.
A 10-year-old boy and his 11-year-old sister stole their mom's car and went on an early morning joyride before they were caught more than 200 miles away from their Florida home. And they stole the mom's car because they were mad at her for taking their electronics away. The siblings' adventure ended when deputies spotted a white sedan driving down the freeway and pulled the car over about 3:50 a.m. Because the vehicle was stolen, they conducted a high-risk traffic stop, but they were shocked when they found it was a young boy in the driver's seat and his older sister beside him. Deputies then learned the siblings had been reported missing. The mother declined to press charges and made the 3-hour drive to pick up her kids. Because of that, police say it's only a traffic violation and the children won't be charged. No injuries or damages were reported.
Oh, they thought they were mad before about their electronics being gone? I would make sure they never had another electronic in their life.
It's going to be a while, I'd imagine.
No more video games, no more internet. You think it would be as cute, Josh? Would it be as adorable if you and I stole one of our parents' cars and went on a joyride?
Yeah, I don't think they'd let us off the hook so easy.
Probably not.
Not fair. A 35-year-old teacher in Indiana was arrested last week after she was caught bringing meth to school. She hid the drugs in her hair scrunchie during Family Fun Night. The event, which lasted from only 5 to 6 p.m., was attended by Sarah Duncan, an 8th grade teacher, and her juvenile daughter, who was a student at the school. As the event was coming to a close, Duncan allegedly took a picture with 2 students in a photo booth that was there for the event. Both juveniles stated Duncan let her hair down for the photo. After the photo, the juveniles cleaned up the area and located a bluish-colored velvet-type scrunchie with a white zipper on the table.
Oh.
They opened the zipper pouch and observed a glass vial which contained a white powder substance, along with a cut straw with white powder.
Police say 2 students found the hair tie at a photo booth and found a vial of white powder inside of a zipper pocket. The students took the hair tie to a teacher who then contacted school administration.
2 janitors who were working that evening told the principals that they had seen Duncan frantically searching for some kind of hair tie near the gym doors. A field test conducted on the white powder came back positive for meth. 2 days later, she was brought in for a drug test. In her first 2 attempts, police said neither urine sample produced enough nor reached the temperature for testing.
Oh, gross.
While conducting the 3rd test, an officer observed an unauthorized collection container fall from Duncan's shorts.
No.
Based on the investigation and alleged attempts to alter her drug tests, Duncan was fired from her position at the school and placed under arrest.
Can any of us picture a teacher that, looking back, maybe it didn't occur to you at the time, but looking back, You assume that maybe they were drugged up or drunk when they were doing their job?
Yes, I can think of multiple.
Multiple.
Oh, yeah.
I can just think of one there's one that I was, there's one that I was convinced was on cocaine.
Yeah.
And then there was another one I found out later was doing some real hard stuff, and unfortunately for him, it caught up with him.
Oh, yeah, it came out, one of my teachers in high school, it came out that she was doing like prescription drugs and such.
All right. But now you said multiple. Do you want to, are you standing by that statement?
Definitely,
There were
yeah.
multiple teachers
Sadly,
that taught you as a kid you think were drunk or drugged up.
Yeah.
All right.
I had some really weird teachers.
Okay, weird
right in
is
the
one
head.
thing, but at any rate, I think a couple of them had a little cough medicine in between classes now and again, but...
Little Jameson in the coffee or
Sure.
something. A drunk store employee in Washington State cut a coworker with a handsaw, swung an axe at a customer running from the store, spat on the floor, and then yelled he was a demon. Deputies responded to the shop at 3:20 p.m. Thursday about a report of someone using an axe to cut people. When they arrived, 35-year-old Daniel Silva was in an aisle spitting on the floor and yelling at the top of his lungs that he's a demon. During the investigation, it was determined he was swinging a handsaw when he struck a victim and attempted to hit another employee during his violent outburst. He also wielded a crowbar during the incident, and a store manager estimated he damaged about $2,000 worth of merchandise. In all, his reported weapons were described as an axe, a folding camp saw, a crowbar, and a handsaw. When police arrived, he followed their commands and was taken into custody. A man shot into a Las Vegas fast food restaurant drive-thru window after being fired from his job there a few hours earlier. 25-year-old David Bravo became upset with the shift leader at the Popeyes restaurant when his shift was changed, so he made good on an earlier threat to not show up, even though he was warned he'd be fired. A few hours later, around 7:46 p.m., the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department received multiple calls about a shooting at the restaurant. The report said Bravo showed up at the drive-thru window on foot and asked for the shift leader. As she was approaching the window, she and another employee realized Bravo had a gun. As the two were moving away from the window, a shot was fired into the business. Police obtained video surveillance from a nearby business, which showed Bravo parking his car, walking up to the window, and firing the shot as he turned to walk away.
That's not good.
He's due in court Thursday. An Oklahoma judge was arrested in Texas last week after authorities say he opened fire on parked vehicles while out driving, striking at least one of them, and then intentionally crashed into a woman's vehicle, telling officers she cut him off. According to police, officers were called just after 4 p.m. by a witness who reported a man firing approximately 5 times while driving down the street, striking at least one of the parked vehicles. About 90 minutes later, police responded to a call about a crash less than 2 miles from the shooting scene, where a woman said a man had deliberately collided into the rear of her vehicle twice. Brian Lovell, an associate district judge in Garfield County, Oklahoma, matched the description of the shooter. He told police he believed the woman had cut him off in traffic, and although he acknowledged their vehicles had collided, he didn't admit the collisions were intentional.
According to this affidavit, witnesses say they saw Lovell fire shots in as many as 5 cars at this intersection. Witnesses saying a man driving a white SUV left the scene. Police then got a second call of a road rage crash about 1.5 miles away.
He told police there were 2 handguns in his vehicle, but he said he didn't know why he would have shot his gun and couldn't recall any part of the shooting incident.
Might want to hang on to this guy for a little bit.
Yes.
He agreed not to preside over any cases until his own case is resolved. Yeah, I bet he's not going to be a judge.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get your job back, dude, but it's cute that you're giving us that heads up.
Turn in your robe and gavel, sir.
A man suspected of driving under the influence crashed his truck into a Santa Rosa business Wednesday before entering the store and attempting to purchase more alcohol.
Think you've had enough.
34-year-old Jesus Sereno Ortiz didn't slow his pickup truck after entering the parking lot of a business before slamming into the corner of it. Following the crash, he got out of the truck, walked into the store, and attempted to purchase alcohol. Responding authorities and medical personnel determined he had operated the vehicle under the influence, and he was extra hammered. Police said a preliminary blood alcohol content was at 0.32.
Woo! That'll do her.
The 34-year-old was hospitalized and treated for significant injuries from the crash. So he's even really hurt, but he still wanted to get a drink or two.
Walking in, see what they got. Any deals? You guys got any deals? What's this Grey Goose? Okay, sure.
In a terribly tragic incident of irony, a man riding cross-country for charity died after he was struck by a pickup truck in Texas Thursday. The bicyclist was riding from San Francisco to Connecticut to raise money for bicyclists injured in car crashes.
No.
Shut the hell up.
Dude, that's so...
That's terrible.
A naked man was detained after air travelers spotted him proudly sauntering through Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Video shows the man without any baggage or even a stitch of clothing slowly strolling past a TGI Fridays about 10:15 p.m. Monday. This video, I think, did you post this?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah, I think you did.
He's ass naked.
Oh, yeah, completely naked.
Slowly walking past the windows at TGI Fridays. People throwing their mozzarella sticks in the garbage. God, what a nightmare.
Witnesses did double takes after walking past the unabashed man who didn't pay any mind to the stares aimed in his direction. There's a naked guy in the airport. A man filming the strange encounter can be heard saying. The nude man immediately swings his head at the camera, points his finger, and begins nodding his head as he replies, "Yeah, there is." That's weird. "Yeah, there is." The videographer cheers, offering a pointed finger back before exclaiming, "My man." The naked traveler continued nodding his head with a smile on his face as he kept walking down the populated hallway. He was soon apprehended and taken in for a mental health evaluation. The airport didn't say what circumstances led to that bizarre incident.
That's great.
Smart of that guy videotaping to be nice and supportive. If you saw a crazy, somebody naked walking around, I'd probably assume they're nuts.
I like to get combative right from the get-go with the naked people. I don't know about you guys.
I'd square up.
What are you doing?
I say, you looking for trouble, pal? That's what I say.
Then you get naked?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Speaking of wieners, just 4 months ago after announcing the hot dog-shaped Wienermobile was changing its name to the Frankmobile, the one-of-a-kind wiener on wheels is reverting to its original name.
Well, for God's sake, why are they playing with us like this?
Oscar Mayer announced Wednesday on Instagram the Frankmobile is toast and the Wienermobile rides again.
Yeah.
The name change announced by the Kraft Heinz company in May was meant to pay tribute to the brand's 100% beef franks and their new recipe. However, fans of the original name hated it. A post from the company on social media read, "It's been a franktastic summer, but like you, we missed this bunderful icon. Help us welcome back the Wienermobile." The first Wienermobile was created in 1936, and it's gone through several iterations since then. Those who drive the Wienermobile around to promotional events are known as hot doggers. Tonight on NBC, the series premiere of The Irrational. World-renowned behavioral science professor Alec Mercer uses his unique experience in psychology, body language, emotion, and more to solve difficult, high-stakes cases. Episodes will also stream on Peacock. Then for Monday Night Football, the Buccaneers host the Eagles. Twins manager Rocco Baldelli turns 42 today.
What?
Catherine Zeta-Jones, 54. Her husband, Michael Douglas, 79.
Well, they have the same birthday.
I sure do.
Michael Douglas. Cute. One of the greats, isn't he?
He's a stud.
As far as an actor goes?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's got to be one of the greats.
I'm a fan. Scottie Pippen, 58.
Uh-oh.
Supermodel Heather Locklear, 62. Star Wars legend Mark Hamill, 72. Supermodel Cheryl Tiegs, 76.
Cheryl Tiegs.
Speaking of supermodels, during a recent interview with People magazine, Heidi Klum revealed she has nicknames for her boobs. She calls them Hans and Franz. Shout out to the Jesuses and Cheesuses from Montreal, from Flooded Building Jesus.
We have listeners in Montreal.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Say something in French.
I don't know any French.
You know French. It's the language of love. How do you not know any French?
I know bad words, and then you say, "Pardon my French." That's as far as I can go.
It's close enough.
Happy 30th anniversary to Howard and Tracy from their son Hatch Daddy Jesus. More anxiety than hair Jesus. Text in to say happy 3-year anniversary to his fiance. Too hot for more anxiety than hair Jesus. Jesus. Happy 13th birthday to Evan from RX Jesus, and that's 93X News.
Care 11's Randy Shaver.
Never had a grown man send me so many pictures with his shirt off.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Cousins, pressure coming, hit as he throws, gets rid of it to the goal line, and it's a touchdown. Josh Oliver. Cousins waiting, throws, Osborne open, he's got it down the sideline. Osborne diving into the end zone. It is a touchdown. At the 48, oh, what a strike. Oh, Justin Jefferson on the run. Jefferson will not be caught. It's a touchdown. 52 yards for the lead. To the end zone. Deflected and caught. It went off Evans into the hands of Joshua Palmer for a Charger touchdown. And Los Angeles takes the lead again. So much time being wasted here. 12 seconds when Cousins gets the snap. Steps up, throws for the end zone. Deflected, and it's intercepted. Kenneth Murray, after the double deflection, ends up with the football and extinguishes the Vikings' hopes.
I've been a part of a team before that's lost 3 in a row. Wasn't the start of the season, but lost 3 in a row and found a way to win a world championship. I believe in this team. I believe in the makeup of this team. I believe in our leadership. I believe in our coaches. And we are going to continue to work.
I hear you. All right, fair enough. Pretty crowded here on the program, but that's all right. We've got an old bro lined up to jaw jack with us a little bit. Of course, Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver are here. Hello, Brad and Randy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The special guest I was talking about is living the good life, by God. This is it, living the good life. He's upped and retired a few days ago. And he's former Viking Kyle Rudolph. Hello, Kyle.
Hey, guys.
Kyle. Long time no talk, Kyle. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I couldn't just retire and not come on here for one last time and make sure that we had another incredible talk like we had over the years.
Is that some kind of a smart-ass sarcastic comment or something?
Not at all.
What is that supposed to mean? I was prepared to have a good time here, and then Kyle's coming at us with fresh comments right from the... You're all done. What are you going to do for money? That's our first question. What the hell are you going to do for money now?
Are you worried about that at all?
Well, I'll say I have the girls now are first graders, so I have the identical twin girls that are 7, and definitely got to figure out what to do for money at that point. Even trying to raise 2 girls, they tend to come after the old pocketbook.
True. What are you thinking is next? Television, movies?
Oh, dude, yeah, TV,
professional wrestling.
Well, yeah. So I directed and helped produce my first spot with Victor back there a little bit ago. I don't know if you guys saw it. Victor and I did a little bit on the incredible 90s movie Homeward Bound, kind of announcing that I was coming back to retire, also announcing, segueing into what I'm doing next. I started a company to raise money for guys' nonprofits, so I had so much help over the course of my career, older guys that showed me the way in the community, that helped me out, that showed me the traditional way to do it, having golf tournaments, having celebrity server events, having galas, things like that. And Jason Zucker and myself started a company called All True. And basically what we do is we help guys by creating once-in-a-lifetime fan experiences with the player. And then ultimately crowdfunding donations for a chance to win that. So we launched a partnership with the Vikings. And, right now we have a rally going on where Vikings fans can win a trip. It's getting ready to close soon because it's for the Kansas City Chiefs game. So certainly get to see the Vikings take on the defending champs, and who knows, maybe Taylor Swift will be in the building as well.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, there you go.
So by damn, you got a couple things cooking right away.
Yeah, to me, I think that ultimately played a huge part into the decision that I was making. Especially after talking to my family. We were so fortunate to stay here for 10 years in a row and never have to move. And then we moved to New York, then we moved back, then we moved to Florida, and ultimately we were going to have to move again if I were going to continue to keep playing. And it just wasn't worth moving 4 times in 4 years. And the other stuff that I have going on, I mentioned the All True stuff, but then I'm doing my best radio impersonation of you guys, so I got a show from 7 to 10 Central Time on Fox Sports Radio, kind of recapping the whole day in the NFL, going over any major storylines or games that stuck out to me. And then as of October 7th, I start my in the booth career with Big Ten games on NBC for Peacock. So my first game, my first game's in Madison. I've got Rutgers at Wisconsin.
Whatever happened to retiring and just getting fat and drunk?
I'm doing my best to avoid the first part of that. I'm certainly not burning the calories that I once burned, and I don't want to walk around and have people think I played right tackle and not tight end.
That's incredible how much you got going for Christ's sake. A radio show. Let me ask you about, that was interesting, the ultimate kind of fan experience company that you're involved in with Jason Zucker, where you help fans hook up with, this player for a day of laughs. And do you think you could hook Randy Shaver up with maybe stay in a bed and breakfast with Jerry West for the weekend or something like that?
I think we need to get fans the opportunity to hang out with Randy. I think that's what we need to do.
Oh, bore me to death.
God, really? Don't do that.
That's hilarious.
Make that be the punishment.
Wow.
A day at the state fair with Randy.
Randy'd be miserable.
Just the pissiest 6-8 hours of your life right there.
You guys can sit on a curb drinking milkshakes together and just look
Yeah,
miserable.
there you go. Exactly.
I think Randy would rather start an OnlyFans page.
There you go.
That is something, Kyle.
Well, good for you, Kyle. That sounds great.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're here to stay in Minnesota. That's the game plan.
For the summertime.
Okay.
So yeah, we the kids are in school in Florida. So we were in school in Florida for 9 months, and then I'm here on the beautiful waters of Lake Minnetonka from about the middle of May to the middle of August.
All right. Okay. All right. Busy effing guy. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, we call ourselves lake birds. We're not snowbirds because technically we're in Florida longer than we're here, but we get out of Florida in the summer and come back.
Man. Randy, are you kind of aggravated that Kyle beat you to the punch on retirement?
No, not at all. I think it's great. I'm very happy for you that you got out and you're feeling good and you're moving around and life is good. That's the name of the game, right? Is to have a great career but be able to walk away and feel good about everything and have your health. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I'm extremely fortunate to have played as long as I did. Certainly for the memories and the opportunities and all the incredible games I got to play in, all the incredible teammates I shared the locker room with, but also very fortunate in the fact that I do have my health, and I actually feel better now than I did most of my career. Certainly, I had a stretch of 7 years. I did miss a game and felt really good over those 7 years, but had my fair share of surgeries and different injuries, and I was very fortunate this past year to get out unscathed. Actually, I thought I tore my ACL in my very last regular season game of the year. So I was like, I was like, oh, perfect. Like, this is exactly how God's telling me it's over. Like, you're done. So, my wife, Jordan, and I just assumed, hey, this is the sign. We're all done. Ultimately, it wasn't. So I didn't have to have surgery. Got good news the next morning. And, that feels completely fine now. As I went into the offseason, early in the offseason, I kind of just assumed I would keep playing football. It's what I've always done, what I've always known. And then as the offseason went on, I basically had a conversation with Jordan and even the older kids. You don't really want to lean on the advice of 7, 7, and 4-year-olds too much, but they get it. They understand what's going on, and they loved going to games. It's funny because I was sitting with my daughters over the summer, and they're like, Dad, we miss going to your football games and football practices, but we like having you home more. And to me, that's ultimately what means everything to me, and being fortunate to walk away after 12 years with my health and being able to spend time with them, to chase Henry around. The kid never stops. It's baseball, football, basketball, hockey. As soon as he gets home from school, he wants to go play catch. And I don't think I'd be able to live with the decision to go back because I wanted to play football for another year, and something happened, and I wasn't able to do that for the rest of my life. So, you look at the opportunity cost, and I've been very fortunate to play as long as I did, and able to walk away from the game on my terms.
Jesus Christ, I got tears in my eyes over here.
No kidding, man. That's
And
awesome.
our listeners are texting in, congratulating you on a great career, Kyle Rudolph. They remember listening to you on the program for the I don't remember how long a stretch of time we had you as a special guest, but we always enjoyed it. And there are questions for you also, like this one from Jiu-Jitsu Jesus, who wants to know, did you get to see Brady in the showers, and what was it like?
It's funny because I get asked about Tom all the time, and I've played with, my rookie year, I get in the huddle and there's Donovan McNabb, a guy who I watched my entire childhood basically go to the NFC Championship game every year, playing a Super Bowl, having an incredible career in Philly. Adrian Peterson, Steve Hutchinson, just legends of NFL football players. My second year, fortunate enough to go to the Pro Bowl, in the huddle with Eli Manning and Drew Brees, and you see Peyton Manning and Champ Bailey and like all these Hall of Famers just walking around. And never once to me did I ever be like, oh wow, like that's Champ Bailey or that's Peyton Manning, that's Eli Manning. And thankfully, I went to Tampa. The first night I was in Tampa after I signed my contract, we had a community event. And the Bucs were like, hey, we'd love for you to come out. It'd be a great way to meet some of the people in the community. And also we'll have some of the guys will be there. I was like, okay, perfect. Like, I'll go to this event. So I, throw my suit on. We go to this Bucs community event. And, like, Tom walked in the door about halfway through the event, and I was like, holy cow, that's Tom Brady. I'm like, damn, like, I was starstruck for the first time in my career. And so thankfully for me, I was able to get that out of the way. And it's a community event the day before our first practice. So when I walked in the huddle the first time, I wasn't thinking about the fact that I was in the huddle with Tom Brady. I was able to go catch the corner route that he threw me.
Yeah,
and not worry about the fact that Tom Brady was back there.
You stopped short of humping his leg. Good for you. And
quite the good-looking fella.
I'll tell you what.
That's for sure.
Josh says he ain't no Jimmy Garoppolo.
No, he's not.
But
he's a close second.
And yesterday, was it at halftime? You had a little ceremony on the field, and you got to see some of your old bros?
Yeah, it was really special. Getting to have my family up through the Gallarhorn before the game started. Again, especially the older three, because they understand it. They remember, my girls remember being in U.S. Bank Stadium when I played here, and Henry understands what's going on. He's a diehard football fan. He's obsessed with Brian O'Neill and all the guys on the team, and couldn't wait to watch Harrison running around the field. So it was really special to have them up there with me. And then Jordan and I got to go down. We surprised one of our dear friends, a nurse from Masonic Children's Hospital, with tickets to the Super Bowl. And then we did the Legends Corner interview during right at the beginning of the third quarter. So we got to watch the mascots rough up some kids at halftime, which is always hilarious.
They sure did.
I mean, these poor kids. Like, I was like, guys, at some point you got to take it easy on these kids. Like, they are. Yes, they have pads on, but that's outrageous.
Ever since Goldie Gopher just destroyed that 9-year-old at U.S. Bank Stadium 10 years ago, that's all the mascots want to do is get on YouTube by crushing some kid.
Man, did you see any of that, Nick?
No.
Oh, they went for it.
Yeah,
they all want to be on YouTube now by throwing an 8-year-old into the stands,
Yeah, so we didn't have any mascots tear ACLs or anything like that, and I believe all the kids got out unscathed. So we had a successful mascot game at halftime, and then at the first break, I got to do an interview and, just talk about what everyone in that stadium means to me and to my family, and how special it was to play here for this state and this organization, and what it meant to us to get back and officially retire as a member of this organization.
That's very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, more text questions coming in for Kyle Rudolph here, joining us on the Half-Assed Morning Show after his recent retirement. Just another Army mechanic, Jesus, has texted in. Uh-oh, we having some technical problems, Wapple? What's happening?
I think we're just getting some feedback.
Is everyone still on the phone? Kyle, Randy, and Brad?
Yes. Still here.
Okay. Just another Army mechanic, Jesus, is asking Kyle, now that you've retired, you can tell the truth. If, in fact, there's a secret you're keeping. He wants to know, did you push off in the Saints game when you caught that ball in overtime? Was that a playoff game? Did you push off when you caught the game-winning touchdown against the Saints in the wild card playoff?
It's funny. I always answer this question like that was the year that pass interference was allowed to be reviewed, because the year before the Saints got completely screwed on a pass interference call that cost them the playoff game against the Rams.
Right. Yeah.
So I always explain to people, I'm like, if you think there was any push off whatsoever, like, of course there's contact. There's contact on every play, especially downfield fighting for a ball. And I tell people, if you think there was any offensive pass interference at all, the play had to be reviewed. So I remember standing there in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, just like waiting and waiting. I'm like, oh God, it's the team that the rule was made for. Like, of course, if there's anything in there, they're going to overturn this and call pass interference. And they didn't, and they reviewed it. So even here we are, was it 4 years later, 3 years later, it's still being asked, but that's how I tell people. I was like, there's absolutely no way it could have been offensive pass interference, because if it was, that was their opportunity to get it right for the Saints, because that's why they put the rule in, because they got screwed the year before and got bounced out of the playoffs.
Oh, that's good stuff. So no acting roles as of yet?
No. I sent Josh Duhamel my portfolio with Victor there to see, if he thought I had any chance to make it in the industry, and he said we'll keep working on it. So who knows? Maybe I'll be in buddy games or something with Josh.
Can you sing?
No, I have no music ability whatsoever. I've got a better chance at acting than I do singing.
What about doing? So you're going to start doing Big Ten football games. I'm guessing you've rehearsed many times already. You sit down, and is this how you do it? Would you sit down with your play-by-play guy and kind of watch a game and kind of practice how you'd interact with each other? Is that how it works?
So I did Notre Dame's spring game for NBC this April, and then I also did a USFL game for NBC the following week.
Yeah.
So had a couple live games, both of which were completely different. The spring game, I felt so bad. We're in the second half. It's a running clock. This poor walk-on running back gets the ball 3 plays in a row. And on the broadcast, we're talking about the All-American left tackle who's standing on the sidelines with the Gatorade towel on his head, because it's a spring game. They want to know the storylines about what's going to happen next year. What do they have to look forward to? And I hit my talkback button to my producer, and I'm like, hey, Berkey, this kid's carried the ball 3 times in a row, and his parents are probably dying for us to say his name. So we need to acknowledge the fact that he carried the ball and quit talking about Joe Alt, the All-Pro or All-American left tackle at Notre Dame. So the broadcasts were a little different, because in a real game, you would never do that. You're going to be talking about the action. The play-by-play goes, then the color guy comes in, and basically I'm just explaining what I see or what I think happened, why it happened. So it's a little bit more play-by-play flow through the course of a real game. So I think both experiences really helped me gain some knowledge in terms of what that's like in the booth, because it's completely different. I've done plenty of studio stuff, plenty of different TV things. I had never been in a booth before. So I got 2 games under my belt, felt significantly more comfortable the second time than the first time, and now I will get back in the booth in Madison in 2 weeks.
Well, there you go. I bet it'll come pretty naturally to you. And if you have any questions, 28 years in the business over here, big guy. 28 years in the... This is a wonderful thing, Kyle Rudolph. We're so happy we had a chance to talk to you.
No, I mean it. It was a ton of fun over the years, and as soon as the great Tom West gave me the opportunity, he said, hey, we got to get on 93X. I was like, absolutely. There's no better way to end it than getting on 93X with all my buddies. And even to this day, I walk around town and everyone's yelling Kyle instead of Kyle. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to continue. I hope this isn't the last time that we're together.
Yeah, we'll chat again. We love calling you Kyle. We did. And yeah, I really do hope we get a chance to chat again. Answer us one more question. If you were on the field yesterday, did the Vikes lose that ball game?
We don't go 1 for 4 in the red zone. I know that.
Yes, sir.
It's tough because now I'm looking from the outside with absolutely zero control, and I've gotten to know kind of the new regime, and I really, really like everything that they're doing. I love Kevin and his staff. I think Brian Flores is an unbelievable coach. I've played against his defense multiple times, and it was just terrible to play against. But ultimately that stuff takes time, especially defensively, learning the nuances that make his defense so difficult and all the different pressures and coverage looks that he brings. But nobody wants to hear that. Like, nobody wants to hear that takes time and that takes personnel. And, you got to give him the opportunity to get his personnel that he wants to run it. Crazier things have happened. You heard it at the top of the interview in Kevin's interview where, he talked about they're going to still keep fighting. And plenty of teams have lost 3 in a row during the course of the season. Only one team has started 0-3 in the last 10 years or so and made the playoffs. But now with that seventh team getting a wild card spot, crazier things can happen, and you just want to be playing your best football in December. So it's encouraging. You got to stop turning the football over, because I think if they eliminate the turnovers, they're sitting at 3-0 and top the division, feeling really good about themselves.
I hear you.
So I make a lot of excitement for these guys, and again, it's hard because as a fan, you want to see wins now, but I think they have the foundation in place here with this new staff to really do something special.
Appreciate your time, Kyle. We'll be looking for you, and like I said earlier, we certainly should talk again. We'll keep. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Good luck, Kyle, and congratulations.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Thank you.
We'll be looking for Kyle covering ball games in the future.
Man, he's busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I wouldn't do a damn thing.
I thought that's what retirement was supposed to be.
Yeah, you're supposed to relax.
But he's retired at like 35.
That wouldn't matter at all to me.
No. Yep, I would enjoy that.
I would not do anything. Maybe I'd put in some part-time hours at a bait shop or something.
Yeah, I could see working at like Home Depot or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my dad went to a Twins game earlier this year, and he was just looking out at the field with me, and he's like, you're 31. You could be retired right now if you played baseball.
Thanks, Dad.
Just so depressing. Like, thanks, dude.
Well, the boys are 0-3. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. The Vikings lost yesterday by 4 points to the Los Angeles Chargers of Los Angeles.
It's the same theme, different week. They ran the ball a little bit better, but they're just not protecting the quarterback, and it comes down to offensive and defensive line play again.
I didn't see any of the game. I was at Target Field watching the Twins. So was Captain Deathrocks running for his his God-fearing life?
Oh yeah,
he was
once again. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to a couple of things. Number one, they're in position to win the game, and they don't down the football with the clock ticking away. They wasted probably 15 crucial seconds trying to figure out a play call. And I understand it's loud and all this and that, but that's just, I don't know, that's just football 101. Kill the clock, set yourself up, give yourself a chance to run at least 2 plays down there and not one. So that's number one. Number two, that defense is fine, but when you're putting pressure, when you're blitzing as many guys as they blitz, and they do much more than they have ever, that I can remember.
I think I saw a stat this morning. They blitzed on 80% of the plays yesterday.
Here's the thing, Brad. If you're going to do that, then you better be successful in sacking the quarterback. You better be successful in stopping the quarterback from throwing the football. I mean,
did they sack what's his nuts?
Once.
I think they had 1 or 2. Yeah, one.
All right.
They had 1. And
but they didn't put a lot of pressure on him, though. Even they didn't get to him, but they didn't pressure him either.
40 of 47. For 400 yards. That's not a lot of pressure.
No.
So I understand what Kyle is saying, and that's fine. And that's all we spent in the offseason. It's all we heard was this defense and how it's different. And I'm not saying the guy's not a great coach. he obviously doesn't have the personnel yet that he wants to have for this defense because it's not doing the kind of things you'd like it to do.
That the friggin' quarterback went 40 for 47 for 405 yards,
and they blitzed on 80, and they blitzed on 80% of the plays, and he still went 40 for 47.
Jesus balls!
No! I slighted them. Keenan Allen went 1 for 1 for a 49-yard touchdown, so they were 41 for 48.
Good Lord!
Yeah, I mean, between that and the fumbles and the mistakes and the inability to down the football late to give them a better. It was a combination of a lot of things. They should have won that football game.
The Chargers handed them an opportunity, right?
Oh, they go for it on 4th and 1, and they don't get it at the 25.
Yeah.
It's the stupidest call I've ever seen.
What the hell were they doing? Why would you do that?
And then our defensive back has an interception bounce out of his hands and into the hands of one of their receivers, and he walks into the end zone for a touchdown. There are just so many things, beyond the last 20 seconds of the game, that should have gone different.
I'm seeing a listener just forwarded me an article here where Captain Deathrock's Curtis Cousins. What's the headline? Cousins says crowd noise was contributing factor on the final
I don't think
sequence.
He wasn't blaming the crowd noise.
I'm finally a fan of Kirk Cousins. When you blame the home crowd for a loss, now I'm on your side. That's great. That's very Kurt Angle of him.
I just don't understand. This is part of the NFL now where quarterbacks don't call their own plays.
Right.
And so he's got his hands over his ear holes of his helmet trying to hear
a thumb in there.
Call something, and it's taking too long.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of just killing the clock right away and giving yourself more time to run more plays, they're trying to call something on the fly, and it's just a disaster. And it was just part of a day where they just could not capitalize on the Chargers basically handing them the opportunity. And
he was in a similar situation last year. If you watched that documentary, the quarterback documentary at all, in the Buffalo game.
He's so quirky. He's so funny.
He came up to the 1 yard line and he basically said, "Screw it, I'm calling a quarterback sneak because I cannot hear what you're saying." And then when he went to the sidelines, there was that interaction between him and O'Connell where O'Connell said, "I'm trying to, it didn't really chew him out, but he kind of admonished him a little bit and said, "I'm trying to help you with the play call." And Kirk was like, I can't hear you. Right. So I think it goes back to what you're saying, Randy, is that they have many of the quarterbacks don't have control over this anymore. And again, I mean, your instinct should kick in and you should see the clock winding down and you should run up and spike it. I get it. But even after the game, O'Connell did take a little bit more responsibility for what happened.
0-3.
And then they got Kansas City next week.
Well, they play Carolina next.
Carolina, yeah.
Is it Carolina next week?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And then
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee, the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, my. I know.
Isn't that something? They put 70 points on the board.
One last thing about that game yesterday. They let Keenan Allen catch 18 footballs.
What?
I mean, Keenan Allen caught 18 footballs in one game. Some guys don't do that in a season.
Well, isn't he an all? How do you call it in the business? Isn't he a Pro Bowl player?
He's an all-pro, but I'm telling you, about 14 or 15 of them, there wasn't a guy within 5 yards of him.
It's just it's enough to shake your head and just go, what in the world?
I love it when you guys get pissed.
Oh, I do. When Randy gets going, I absolutely love this.
I mean, I just don't understand. Between that and the Gophers on Saturday night.
My God.
Why? What happened in the Gopher game? There was no problems in the Gopher game.
I was ready to jump off my deck. Just jump off my deck.
Well, we'll get to that in just a minute.
Everyone knows that Northwestern is one of the hardest places to win in the Big Ten. Come on.
God.
We'll get to that in a minute, I said. Josh, can you talk to your friends?
Everyone's so amped up.
We can't just blow past the Miami Dolphins. I'm rooting for this ball club. I'm rooting for these guys.
And you know what? It couldn't have happened against a better coach than the former Saints coach.
Here we go again with the anti-Sean Payton stuff.
I just think that's awesome.
I don't know why people can't let that go. He asked players to go out and hurt. Get over it.
It has nothing to do with that.
Sean Payton is a good guy.
Smugness.
He's my favorite effing NFL coach.
Whatever.
I'll say it again. I'll say it again. How many times do I have to say this, Josh? I don't know how many times I have to say this. If Sean Payton would have been coaching the Vikings and they were playing the Packers in an NFC title game, and it came out in the papers that Sean Payton told the Vikings to go out and hurt Brett Favre so we can go to the Super Bowl, there'd be a statue of him outside of U.S. Bank Stadium. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
Josh, now they got me mad.
Oh, no, everybody's all worked up.
The Miami Dolphins almost made history by scoring 70 points yesterday. They were 3 short of the all-time record, or they were 3 short of tying the all-time record.
I think he decided not to kick a field goal
right.
too, right?
Yeah.
They waved the white flag. Yep. They waved the white flag. They thought it would be bad karma to run up the score on a good guy like Sean Payton.
They ran up the score.
Well, whatever. You know what I mean. I didn't see the game. I mean, what was the score at halftime?
The halftime
I don't know,
score.
but they ran the ball a lot late, but they couldn't stop them.
All right, the halftime score was 35-13. So they scored 35 in each half.
Let's see
I tried
here.
to think through all of my decisions, and it felt like chasing points and chasing a record. That's not what we came to the game to do. That doesn't have a bearing on the overall season outcome. 10 times out of 10, you can see kneel down in those situations because there was a attainable record. That was cool, but the message that I thought it would send wasn't really in line with how I view things. It's awesome. I think it was the most points since 66 or something. I think that's awesome. For a regular season record, you can have that and then suffer the same fate as we had last year.
Who's that, the coach?
Yeah, Mike McDaniels.
They gained 726 yards.
Yeah.
They're the only team in modern NFL history to record 5 rushing touchdowns and 5 passing touchdowns in a single game. That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Came a little short of the all-time point total.
Their backup running back ran for 203 yards.
Well, he's not their backup, I don't think, anymore.
Well,
that's one.
Yeah, Mostert's their starter, but
I think they're going to split time and be very happy splitting time between those two guys.
Now, again, I can't figure this out with this 2 games Monday night gimmick. They're playing 2 tonight, Philly and Tampa Bay, the Rams and Cincinnati.
Yes.
Yep.
Detroit won. I think Cleveland's still undefeated, aren't they?
No.
No, all right, forget it. Detroit won, Green Bay won. Anything else blow your skirt up? Dallas lost to Arizona.
Dallas got beat by Arizona. That was huge last night, yeah.
I like the Cowboys. I like the Cowboys and Sean Payton. That's my thing this year.
The Texans went into Jacksonville and won by 20 yesterday. That was a big upset.
How about the New York Jets fan who was so pissed off at the MILF man? Well, the Jets played New England at home yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And they lost, and it was a rainy, miserable day. Yeah. Cameras, I didn't see this, but apparently cameras caught a Jets fan, an older fella in the stands, and he's screaming so furiously at the MILF man, he doesn't think that Zach, whatever his last name is, Levine, what the hell's his last name?
Zach Levine.
Zach Wilson. He's so mad, he's screaming, and his false teeth came spraying out of his mouth. Just like Mick Foley when he was talking about, what's that big guy?
Braun Strowman?
His teeth came out of his hole.
That's up on 93x.com.
Is it a video?
Yeah, it's like yep, and then there's some screenshots of it,
Oh, I'd
too.
love to see that.
It's pretty funny.
How many falsies did he spit loose, Cubby?
I don't know, like 3 or 4.
Then he gathered them back in, put them back in?
Yeah, it looked like he had the front 4 that he was kind of pointing and yelling and then kind of bopped his mouth and that kind of came out a little. Whoops.
Could you possibly spin that my way so I can watch that video? You guys see that, Randy and Brad? The guys
I did.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday.
I did, yeah.
Sometimes my dad will take his false teeth out of his mouth and pick food out of them.
Oh, yuck.
It's terrible. I've asked him not to do that, but he does it anyway. All right. We'll get to the Gophers. A couple more things here. Randy, just...
On a positive note,
what?
The tackle that Kyle Rudolph was talking about, Joe Alt for Notre Dame, he played his high school football at Totino Grace. His dad was John Alt, the great tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I remember John Alt.
Yep, just an FYI. Joe Alt's a great kid, great player.
I'll save these further NFL notes for tomorrow because you're chomping at the bit to talk about the Golden Gophers losing in Chicago or Evanston, Illinois, whatever you want to call it. They got beat in overtime at Northwestern. It was a miserable second half. Go ahead. You're
awful. It's got to be. I saw Patrick Royce put this out there, and I don't disagree. The worst loss ever in Gophers history was when Nebraska beat them 84-13 at the Metrodome.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm watching this guy's teeth come out of his mouth.
It's good.
Sorry, go ahead.
That is the worst loss in Gopher history.
Yeah.
The second one, some would argue, was when Glenn Mason got fired after they lost that. Bowl
game.
Gave up all those points. I would argue this loss yesterday rivals the worst loss in history and beats Mason's debacle.
All right.
And we all remember what happened to Mason after that game.
No, I don't.
They ended up firing him.
Oh, they fired him.
They fired him on the way home.
Fired him.
Yeah. I thought you meant like something like then he got a divorce or something. Okay.
This Northwestern football team was arguably the worst Division Power 5 football team in the country.
They weren't that bad.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, they're bad.
Yes, they were.
They didn't look that bad on Saturday.
They
looked bad until the fourth quarter.
And the Gophers led 31-10 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that sucked.
31-10.
Fired up, Randy.
And they lost the game.
Yeah, it sucked. But they didn't look. Northwestern didn't look that damn bad.
Doesn't matter. That's what they were going in.
You're going into a nut house here pretty soon.
I just
don't. I think this loss is worse than the Nebraska loss. You know why? Because this team is supposed to be better than that team was. Everybody knew that they were going to get killed by Nebraska that game.
Joe Salem's team had no chance. Oh, no chance.
The comedy, the ultimate comedy bit was the kid who fielded the punt in the end zone.
Yeah.
Right? Do you not know what I'm talking about, Randy?
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor kid. And if the kid would have fielded that punt, he thought he was within the 5-yard line. How should I say this? Had he downed the punt within the 5-yard line, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 yard, right, they likely would have won the game. But instead, the kid fields the punt in the end zone. He thought he was standing on the 3 or 4 yard line. He looks down and says, "Oh Christ, I'm in the end zone." So it's a touchback,
they tied the game on the last play of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing, and I feel bad for the kid, but he lost where he was on the field. Well, it's homecoming on Saturday. Let's pick up our spirits. It's homecoming on Saturday.
This is year 7 for PJ Fleck. This is what happens in year 7.
Oh, now we're going after PJ.
I'm just saying. Well, who else do you go after?
Those kids. They're getting paid a lot of money out there.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm fine, Randy.
Now you can argue that.
Get it out of your system. Go after PJ.
It's not about. PJ needs to take the brunt of this.
Well, sure.
For the loss.
That only makes sense.
This is awful to lose this game on the road at the worst team in Power 5 football. You're up by 3 touchdowns and you cannot put them away, and then you can't score a touchdown in the OT after getting to the 3-yard line. It's mind-boggling.
That sucked.
Just mind-boggling.
Somebody texted in and said,
if you didn't watch a minute of either football game this weekend, there's only 2 plays that you need to see. That down punt in the Gopher game, and then the interception that wasn't in the Viking game. And then you can summarize the whole weekend with those 2 plays right there.
So Deion Sanders and the University of Colorado Buffaloes got their asses handed to them over the weekend.
That's funny. It was not even close. It was not even close.
That's funny.
And that Oregon coach just wanted to shut them out. Mm-hmm. You could just, oh my God.
Yeah.
That fourth quarter, they played as hard in the fourth quarter when it was 42-0 than they did when it was 0-0. They wanted to send Colorado home with the tails between their legs.
Yeah,
not flash, rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. There's a difference, right? There's a difference, right? This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's going to be played in grass. Let's go.
They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. Yeah. How confident was Oregon that they were the far better club? The Ducks ran a fake punt from their own 20 in the second quarter and used a 300-pound lineman as the ball carrier, and the dude gained 20 yards on the play to pick up a first down.
That's up on NRX.com.
Thank you, Ashley. It's up on our... They weren't worried about friggin' Deion Sanders. The Oregon Ducks mascot... My beloved Puddles.
Love Puddles.
Had a terrible disaster before the game started.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, Puddles came out onto the field, and he was dressed like Deion Sanders. He's got a cowboy hat on. He's got some sunglasses on. And they had a clock on the field that said prime time, right? And then Puddles breaks out a baseball bat, and he starts beating the clock to death. And the crowd says, yay, and then his head came off. Oh. And he had to run off the field because the mascot can't be spotted with the... Puddles' head came smooth off, Cubby.
It's not right.
The kid was probably like, this is my one moment. I'm going to go viral for this. And then he ends up going viral for a completely different reason.
Exactly.
We never even got to talk much about the Twins. We got a few minutes left. The Twins,
you know what?
By God, they secured their division on Friday, and here we go.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, they've got a week to set their playoff rotation. They've got a week to try to get Royce Lewis and Correa somewhat healthy enough to play. Let's just hope that they have a better outcome at home for 3 games than
the last 18 times
than we saw over the weekend for football and the last 18 times they played in the playoffs.
The Twins have a golden opportunity here over the next 3 to 4 weeks to kind of capture the town, so to speak.
Yes, they do.
Because what we saw over the weekend, you know, there's an opportunity there for the Twins to kind of have the lion's share of the fans' attention here for a while.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I've heard that people will be happy if they could just break the streak. I say baloney to that.
No,
they've got to win a series.
Let's win the first series.
I mean, Major League Baseball couldn't have laid this out any better for the Twins. You don't play the Yankees, and you don't have to travel. You're at home. I mean, that's about as best as you can get. So let's hope they take care of business.
Have you gotten back into coaching or something? It's been a long time since I've heard you so spirited.
I'm trying to stay out of Randy's way today because this is entertaining.
And Randy, I love it.
I'm just trying to
capture the spirit of the thing?
Express my feelings.
I love
keeping it real, man.
I did see somebody make a really good point. They said, after this football weekend, Minnesota sports fans are so desperate for something to hope for that they're pinning their hopes to a team that's lost 18 straight games.
Yeah, but that was a different team, different group.
Yeah,
hopefully this group will take care of business. And we've said this before. They've got 2 excellent starting pitchers that should be able to take care of business at home.
Texas is getting hot, so it looks like it might be either Houston or Seattle now.
Yes.
Kyle Farmer made a promise. He was quoted after they won the division. We're going to get that first win. I promise you that. And I believe him. And I've said it for months. They're going to win a series. They're going to win a series. They're going to F somebody up. Well, I'm sticking with that.
I hope you're right.
They're bringing back the Homer hanky. Josh, did you get a new Homer hanky yet?
Not yet. I love it.
Looks bringing back the Homer hanky. My baby waves. Huh?
It's red.
Is it red?
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Well, that's okay.
Nice.
Star Tribune selling them somehow, somewheres.
Cub Foods, I believe.
Cub Foods?
Oh, yes, you're correct.
Yeah, they have to be red now because they banned white ones because it messed with players' visions of the ball.
Oh, sure.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that.
I can go along with that. Oh, I guess one more before we go. I got to get to this. I don't want this to get stale. Seems like over the weekend, a lot of people have been talking about a supposedly grown man who operates more like a pissy little 13-year-old. He was tearing off his shirt and threatening folks on a golf course in Michigan.
We got a Karen on the golf course right now.
You took her ball.
Bro, you took her ball. If you need money for a golf ball...
I'll plant you, bitch boy. Now get the off the cart.
Walter? Oh, here we go.
You see that?
Oh.
That's what you spend to heaven, bitch, and you want to test God, you I'm get it. Stack.
Okay, he's mentally ill.
Oh.
Let's move along.
You think I'm mentally ill?
I know you.
Bend to heaven.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you got to see this video.
It's insane.
Is that on our website?
No, I didn't get that one.
Well, what the hell?
Yeah, you should have got that one.
I don't know why you didn't get that one.
For it, I can't find it.
Well, we're going to throw it on the website faster than you can say Jack Robinson. This guy is completely out of his gourd on a golf course. He's standing by his cart. He swipes some lady's ball. Here comes a foursome of golfers saying, hey, can we have the golf ball back? He goes bananas, tears his shirt off. People who spend too much time on the internet are calling him Karen of the golf course. It's way more intense than the Karen bit. This guy's a friggin' lunatic.
Scary. That is really scary.
He's
crazy.
I mean, he's 5'9". You know, it's not like he's terribly physically intimidating, but the way you can tell by the look in his eye and the way he operates, this guy should be incarcerated.
Oh, that would get me. I think if like the fact that he's like a shorter guy, that would make it more funny for me.
It is kind of funny, yeah.
All that rage and that little body, man. Come on.
Let's see, what were some of his quotes? There were 4 people that could have easily curb stomped him, but he looks so crazy. I mean, who knows if he has a knife? They did the right thing by driving away.
Yeah.
At one point, he said, if you could hear him in the audio, if you want to test God, then come get it, Stack.
Yeah, I think he assumed he was auditioning for a role in a movie with that one.
That's what I thought, too.
Everyone's talking about this guy. Little kid trapped in an adult's body comes uncorked over a golf ball.
Yeah, it looks like the golf course came out and said that he's been banned for life.
Yeah,
that's a
you
good
can't
call.
go back.
And then, folks, social media people looked up his past, and he's been in trouble on and off for years and years. He needs to be treated.
Yeah, he needs some help.
One time, he allegedly threatened a neighbor while only wearing his underwears. And all kinds of other childlike meltdowns. You got to look this guy up.
Thursday in Clara City.
Yeah.
It sounds like this guy's got a gimmick. He likes to take all of his clothes off.
So there you go. Yeah, it wasn't a great weekend for local football.
No.
But I kind of hope it continues because I'm digging this pissed off, kind of old school 70s football coach Randy coming off here.
Sorry.
18 catches, he says. Remember that part?
I mean, come on.
Keenan Allen had 18 catches.
Some people don't have that in a career.
They lost to Northwestern, the worst team in the history of football.
Oh, man.
I dig it, Randy.
All right.
You boys have a good one. Randy will talk to you tomorrow and Brad on Wednesday.
Sounds
okay.
We shall return here in a few minutes on the... We'll cool down a little bit and come back on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, Minnesota. CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
Regular furnace maintenance can be your wallet's best friend, slashing energy bills and warding off those inconvenient breakdowns that seem to strike at the worst moments. Don't leave it to chance. Schedule your tune-up today at standardheating.com.
Introducing Rich Valdez, America at Night, the podcast.
Welcome to the conversation, familia.
A perfect blend of news and entertainment, interviews and insights.
Eye-opening, nothing very surprising, but definitely eye-opening.
America's nighttime town hall whenever you want.
What else could it possibly mean?
Rich Valdez, America at Night.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes of it.
Follow the podcast wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
They got their heads up their ass.
On 93X.
All right, welcome back to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. It's 8:31. Good times, huh, Josh?
Good times so far, yeah.
Josh is back.
Good to be back.
Yeah, welcome back, Josh.
We're all glad you're finally feeling better. Absolutely. Thanks again, everybody who jumped on that boat last Friday. Wanted to get around to thanking people again for last Friday. Nice to talk with you. Sure, some of you are a little strange, but overall,
I doubt that.
A damn good time. Maybe we'll see some of you in Wisconsin here in a couple of weeks. When is that? 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, what?
Going to Wisconsin
Almost
on the
a month
19th,
exactly, right?
something like. Oh, is it a month? Maybe we'll see some of you. Back to the boat. Thanks to Uncle Chunk for putting on a show. Anytime bail bonds. Lucky's 13 Paddleford boats. Absolutely pleasant experience on Friday. All right. Earlier on, Josh was telling us that it's National Binge a Television Program Day. National Binge Day.
National Binge Watch.
National Binge Watch. Sorry. National Binge Watch Day. Well, here's one that you might want to get a load of. See if I got this correct. The show is called Naked Attraction. It's a show where people choose a mate based on their naked bodies.
Oh, I'd be screwed.
You don't think you'd be chosen?
I don't think so.
I don't know, maybe if you did a little hair removal.
Well, no, some girls are really into that, Dana. I would keep the hair.
Would you?
Yeah, that I've actually met probably more girls that like body hair versus girls that don't.
Yeah, there are both. Because I've dated both. Some have been like, oh, that's disgusting. Others have said, like, that's a major turn on.
Well, we all, the dudes here on the program, I don't know if we belong on Naked Attraction. It's a British show, but they say you can watch it now on something called Max.
Oh, yeah, HBO Max turned into just Max.
Does everybody have that channel?
I do, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the show works, by the way, before we get to how the show works, there is a disclaimer before each episode that says, quote, the following series contains full frontal nudity. Honest to God, they're just going full on ass naked.
Like, even for the men, that's a big deal. I don't get to see a lot of penises. Like, okay, no, darn it.
Well, wait a minute. What did she say?
I don't get a lot of, or I don't get to see a lot of penises but I meant to say, like, in movies or TV shows, most of the time it's just they put boobs and butts in there for dudes.
I know what you're saying. What the heck? Yeah, you didn't say anything wrong. If you would have said, I see too many penises, then we could probably, pounce on you there. But you don't get, no, you don't. As a female, when watching series and movies, you don't get to see a lot of dong.
Do you want to see that?
Every once in a while, it would be nice,
Okay.
Okay.
So you like the looks of the average penis plus testicles?
Yeah, I want to see what they're hauling around. If you guys get to see what the girls got, I want to see what Leonardo DiCaprio
It's only fair, Cubby.
Yes.
She's right. It's only fair.
Spartacus had a lot of dongs in it.
Spartacus?
Yeah. TV show.
Oh.
Didn't Oz? Game of Thrones had some dongs.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Never saw it, Spartacus. Saw a little bit of Game of Thrones. Well, yeah, of course, they got poked fun of in the early days of Game of Thrones for the overwhelming amount of hog, right?
Yeah.
South Park made everyone made fun.
Wiener.
Now, just a good one, Josh. Oz was penis central on cable in the late 90s. Every episode, you almost got your teeth knocked out watching Oz on HBO in the late 90s. What the hell's this lady's name over here?
That's Ashley.
Yep.
Ashley. If Naked Attraction doesn't have enough penis for you, just go back and watch Oz.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll put it on my list.
So, they give you a disclaimer at the front of the show, at the beginning of the show. It contains full frontal nudity, coarse language, and graphic discussions about the human body. Again, Naked Attraction. In each episode, one person has 6 potential dates to choose from. Those dates are completely naked, and they are revealed one body part at a time. The faces are revealed last. So I'm trying to picture this.
That's pretty fun if you have tattoos.
I
guess I can
suppose.
see that because it says more about your personality, or maybe if you groom a certain way, maybe you can draw a design or a word or two.
I don't know. Is this going to be, didn't we just talk about strip poker not that long ago? Is this going to be like a lame game of strip poker where it starts with a foot?
It kind of looks like that.
And then it goes to a hand. And it won't be, is it possible that it won't be till the end of the damn series that we see naked people?
I think so, yes.
Oh, really? You think they'll milk it till the end of the, wow.
Yeah, because it's like they have a curtain that slowly goes up and then it'll stop.
I didn't even consider that. I was naive enough to think that there'd just be naked bodies the whole stinking time. Yeah, they'll hold off.
They'll reveal the boring parts first.
Yeah. Right. So, people are revealed one body part at a time. Their faces are revealed last. As body parts are revealed, the chooser eliminates potential dates until they're down to just 2. And then the chooser gets naked. And then the final 2 get to offer their critiques on their naked body. You see where we're going with all this?
Left-handed specialist Jesus said he was in London last summer. He watched this show. He said it was fun for about 2 episodes, then got really repetitive and boring.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, yeah? Okay. It sounds like maybe there are some others. Okay, all right. I think I understand where Citing Jesus is going with this. We were all sitting here assuming maybe that it would take forever to see naked bodies with the concept of this program. Citing Jesus says, nope, penis and testicles right from the get-go.
All right.
Good to know.
Ah, man. So once a match is made, the couple go on a date with their clothes on. Jesus. Have we just about covered every ridiculous dating show concept at this point?
Sure seems that way.
Yeah, they sure are popular, though.
Are they? I mean, really, are people really watching a lot of these shows?
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
give me some other examples, because I don't watch any of these shows.
Is it Love is Blind?
Love is
Yeah,
Blind.
like 90 Day Fiance. Everybody likes that one too.
Really? So that in the ratings they show up, okay, Love is Blind, what happens there?
I've never seen it, but I know that's a big one. I hear people talk about it.
Bachelorette.
Love is Blind is where they just talk to each other. They don't see each other, and then they decide who they want to marry without ever seeing them. And then they do
who they want to marry.
Yeah, then they do the big reveal where they finally see each other for the first time.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I watched like the previews for this, and I'm like, gosh, it looks terrible. But if I ever sat down and it was already on, it gets me every single time. I'm all of a sudden I'm in there for 12 episodes.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not into that kind of stuff.
I mean, none of this is real.
No.
These people aren't really getting married.
I sure hope not.
Well, it may be. I guess.
I don't know.
Annulled is easy.
Maybe someone can look it up on the what's it called again? The internet.
Yeah, let's see.
See if any of these Love is Blind people actually got married. I'd find that hard to believe. But here's the latest.
I mean, who gets married and then divorced right away?
Oh!
Who would do something like that?
They really do get married. It says yes. Yep. They really
Who's
get
claiming
married.
yes?
A lot of different sources.
Websites and whatnot?
Studio Lighting, Jesus said Love is Blind is doing casting in Minnesota right now. Hey, how about that?
Good Lord.
Go join, Dana.
Should I?
Yeah, why not?
You know anybody who might consider such a thing?
No, I have a buddy who he's tried out for Survivor a handful of times.
I could see our porn star guest Jordan Max doing something like this.
Oh, shoot, that's a good
she's-
one.
Yeah, she's already on social media like that too. So.
Oh, geez, Jesus said, wasn't Ashley on the show 90 Day Marriage?
All right, so for those of you who have the HBO Max channel, Naked Attraction is what we've been talking about.
Yeah, I bet it's one of those things where a few minutes into it, you think, okay, this is boring.
Yeah. I don't know how extensive your digging in the internet is, but there's easier ways to see people naked.
I think you're right.
Well, sure, but a new and interesting way to see them naked.
Suspense.
Well, the fun part, I think, would be they show a particular part and you think, oh, yeah, I'd choose that person. I'd be interested to see that.
And then next thing you know, they've got 3 ass cheeks.
Right.
You know.
Total butterface.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of butterface, I bet.
Like if I saw your body wobble, I'd swipe right. Is that the one you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're butterface.
Oh.
It's okay. So am I. We're both butterface.
That's like a half compliment.
I'll just wear a ski mask the whole time.
That's not creepy at all.
I can appreciate them trying to find a new and interesting way to see naked people. I can. It just seems like we're just buried in these dating shows now. All right.
It's crazy how many there are.
If you watch television now, you probably know some of these characters. TheRinger.com held some kind of a March Madness-style competition to determine the biggest pop culture jerk of all time. Movies, television, hell, they even include cartoons. And the winner, anticlimactic as hell. I mean, not that I didn't like this character, I would have been a prick, too, if I was in an Adam Sandler movie. The winner, I guess the greatest pop culture jerk of all time, according to whoever hangs out at whatever the Ringer is, the winner was Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore.
He is a douche.
He was. And
I wouldn't say he's the worst, though.
the guy who plays him is so good.
Great comedy actor. Couldn't tell you his name if you gave me all day. But yeah, he is a very, very funny guy.
I'm surprised people didn't say Jenny from Forrest Gump.
I hate Jenny. Don't even talk about her, Wapple.
Well, let me see if maybe she factored in here somewhere. I'll get back to you on that, Wapple.
I didn't see her.
Somehow this shooter, well, I mean, I don't think she's an obvious jerk character. That's the tricky thing about Jenny from stupid Forrest Gump, was that she meant to be this lovable character, but, you know, if you read between the lines, or maybe you don't have to read between the lines, she was a selfish bitch. Shooter McGavin squeaked past Eric Cartman from South Park in the final round.
How's that possible?
Yeah, that was the first one that came to mind for me was Cartman.
That's ridiculous.
Didn't he feed a child, like his parents in chili?
Yes.
Yeah.
He murdered a classmate's parents.
Made chili out of them.
Right.
I'd throw King Joffrey on there from Game of Thrones.
Very good.
The couple episodes I watched of that, I learned that he was a prick.
He is such a puke that, and this is a testament to how good the actor was, that I hated the actor. I didn't just hate the character, I hated the actor for how good he was at being a puke.
Josh doesn't like to bring, his problems to work, but you were in a piss-ass mood for a couple weeks when that King Joffrey was doing his thing on Game of Thrones. He'd come into work and be like, what's going on? Good morning, Cubby. What's good about it? Last night, King Joffrey, you hated that prick.
Oh, couldn't stand him.
Half-Ass Morning Show, 93X.
Yeah, we're getting there. Getting there is how you should say it on the program for this Monday broadcast. We're getting there. Got a few more minutes to go, but we were jaw-jacking about the biggest pop culture jerks. This is something that a website called The Ringer put together. They had a bracket competition to determine the biggest pop culture jerk of all time. We weren't all together pleased that the winner was Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore. Sure, funny character. He was a dick, but I don't see any way how it's reasonable that he squeaks past Eric Cartman from South Park.
Yeah, I totally agree.
For that crown. Now, the competition started off with 64 different pop culture jerks. Tell me where you go with some of these. I'm not familiar with a lot of, maybe some of the names. Draco Malfoy? What does it mean to be Draco Malfoy?
Draco.
From Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Oh, never saw it.
He's the jerk kid from Harry Potter.
Yeah, he was a douche.
Yeah, he was a douche, but then he got better.
I still hated him. No forgiveness.
No redemption for Draco Malfoy.
Oh, by the way, before we go any further, now someone brought up Jenny from the Forrest Gump stupid movie that I hated. Jenny, her character wasn't, meant to be a jerk, but fans of the movie have portrayed her that way, calling her selfish and this and that. Now, does this do anything? Because Ashley, you jumped in and said you hate Jenny.
Yes.
Okay. Does this do anything for you? From East Winstead Jesus. He says, Jenny is Forrest Gump's only friend in the beginning of the movie. And she does apologize at the end of the movie to Forrest and explains that she was a victim of abuse. So that's why East Winstead Jesus says, I don't get on board with the Jenny hate.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that have been through a lot of bad things and still don't treat other people like crap.
That's a good point.
We're sitting here talking about a friggin' movie.
I'm a Jenny hater, man, till the day I die.
You do you. Gollum makes the list. That's also Harry Potter, right?
Lord of the Rings.
Christ.
No.
Stifler from American's Pie.
Now that is Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh, Stifler was Harry Potter.
He is a jerk, yeah.
That is a good
I love
one, though.
Stifler.
He's a lovable jerk.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Newman from Seinfeld never saw it.
Newman.
I kind of liked him, though. I liked his jerkiness.
It's a fun rivalry between him and Jerry.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said earlier, they cover everything with this friggin' report from TheRinger.com. They even go ahead with, they They go ahead and call Jerry from Tom and Jerry one of the biggest pop culture jerks. And I agree with that 100%.
They also put Bugs Bunny on there.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Bugs Bunny was kind of a prick.
He was. He was really cocky.
Yeah. He was funny as hell. I mean, I loved Bugs Bunny,
So did
but
I.
he
was.
Characters like Elmer Fudd, they weren't always looking for trouble.
No, he
Oh,
was
okay, wait a minute. I should take that back. Elmer Fudd was always looking to kill him.
Yeah, he was.
But at any rate, and I hated Jerry on Tom and Jerry. Hated him. Didn't make any sense at all that he was portrayed as the good guy. Biff from Back to the Future.
That's classic.
He's a good jerk.
I don't get this one. Phil Connors. Oh, no, Phil Connors, that was Bill Murray's character, right? Yes.
Yes.
Groundhog Day. Sorry, I didn't say the movie. Phil Connors from Groundhog Day. I got him mistaken. I was thinking of a different character. Yeah. Bill Murray's character in Groundhog Day, he was a massive, arrogant prick until he kind of came to. Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm, never saw it.
He's such a jerk.
Yes, he is.
He is probably the world's greatest narcissist, for sure.
Where am I going next? Squidward from SpongeBob.
Hey, I don't think he was a jerk. I think he just wanted to be left alone.
Jim from The Office, never saw it.
Yeah, I'm glad they put him on the list because he's perceived as the good guy, but he is kind of a pretty big bully in that office.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah, he kind of like triggers Dwight all the time. Poor Dwight.
The final four came down to Shooter McGavin, Cartman, Biff from, how did I call them?
Space.
Biff.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
And Larry David. And they mention here it's funny that in a competition of fictional jerks, Larry David almost won playing a guy based on himself.
That is true.
People are texting in, Al Bundy has got to be, yeah, I don't know. Was Al a jerk or was he just a victim of his surroundings? Is that too deep of a question for a Monday morning?
He kind of got dealt a tough hand there.
His wife didn't do jack squat. He made no money, and his his kids were always had their hand out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll give Al a break.
Dimple Sheezes said Santa Claus from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Totally agree. We've mentioned that before.
Yep.
He is a total douchebag in the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Because I haven't seen that in a while.
Isn't that a damn shame? Because it's true.
Rewatch it as an adult, Dana.
Yeah, should I? Okay.
I think you'll pick up on it pretty easily.
Yeah, he only could help, or he only wanted Rudolph when he could help him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's like, get out of here, dude. You're weird. You got a red nose.
Stan Gable from Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah, but he learned his lesson. He was crying at the end of the movie. Give Stan Gable a break. But I go along with the Santa Claus thing. As a kid, I didn't notice it. And then I watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as a grown man, and I wanted to crawl into the television screen and choke Santa to death. Zach from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, another one where you don't realize how big of a jerk he is until you really think about it.
I have to say that I never really paid attention to the plot or the dialogue in those programs. I was just waiting for that Tiffany gal to show up.
Yeah, he does do some pretty shady stuff during the course of that series.
Josh, people are texting in saying Daniel LaRusso.
I'm with you on that one. I wouldn't have said that before Cobra Kai.
Uh-huh.
It's tough for me to ever say anything bad about Ralph Macchio. Very tough.
Yeah,
He's one of my idols.
I never saw the Karate Kid. Like, I'm sure I saw like little snippets of it in my life, but until Cobra Kai, and so I was really surprised that like people liked him. It's like he's such a terrible person.
Now, and let's not get ridiculous here, though. I'll always walk with Elias Jesus. He's the one who named Daniel LaRusso in a text message as a massive pop culture jerk. Stole Johnny's girlfriend. He didn't steal Johnny's girlfriend. They were broken up. The scene at the beach. Did Allie look like she was interested in Johnny anymore?
No,
So don't go claim that Daniel LaRusso stole anybody's girlfriend.
Pro Wrestling Mark Jesus on the topic of Rudolph. I loved Rudolph, the movie, as a kid. Now I have 2 kids of my own who watch it every year, and every time it plays, I want to punch Santa right in his stupid face.
Here's a couple good ones from listeners, Josh. Pop culture jerks. Nellie, Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, yeah. She was terrible.
She had a stick up her ass from the get-go.
Joaquin Phoenix and Gladiator. That's a good one.
Oh.
I got another one for you here. Debo.
He wasn't very cool.
What about Big Earn McCracken?
Yeah. The Big Earn McCracken never knocked Red out right there on the sidewalk in front of his dad over a bicycle. Kind of a bicycle they kind of shared, right, Wapple? Red and his dad, they kind of shared. It's both of theirs, their bicycle. All right, here are some others that made the list. George Costanza from Seinfeld, never saw it. Was he a jerk?
Yeah, he's kind of sleazy, always scheming one way or the other.
Selena Meyer from something called Veep.
I haven't watched Veep.
Fair enough. Han Solo.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Ron Burgundy. Yeah, he was an arrogant.
Yeah.
He thought he was the bee's knees. Some of these, I don't even know how to say these words. Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development.
That's
good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know why you got to pick on Val Kilmer, but they named the Iceman from Top Gun as a pop culture jerk.
He comes around by the end.
Yeah, he does.
He does. He had some redemption.
What's the problem with Loki from Marvel Cinematic Universe? Never saw it.
Yeah, he's a dick just in general.
Yep.
Derek Huff from Step Brothers.
That's a good one.
Yes, dude.
That's a good one.
So good. I loved watching him get punched in the
The skinny
face.
guy. He mimics his brother doing Ice Ice Baby or something like that. Whatever. You know the guy.
Yeah, he's
Child
awful.
of mine in the car.
Yeah, and his wife has a thing for Dale.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one from a text. Chet from Weird Science.
Yeah.
He was a jerk.
God. I want to get to the bottom of this ASAFP. But first, I'd like to butter your muffin. That's Chet from Weird Science, 1985. What are they doing here? How could they do this? Well, I suppose once he made a bunch of money, he became insufferable. Navin Johnson from The Jerk.
That was just on the other day.
God, and then Ferris Bueller. Yeah, Bueller, he thought he was a little more than... he thought he was a cut above, didn't he, Ferris Bueller?
He really
did.
Yeah.
I sure did love Ferris Bueller, though.
Billy Zane in Titanic.
Yeah.
Definitely.
One listener says Ramses was a real douche, and there's no doubt about that.
Ramses, he's a real douche.
He is. Hey, Josh, you were saying earlier that you hated Zuko from Game of Thrones. What was his name again?
Joffrey.
Joffrey. You hated Joffrey from Game of Thrones. A listener tells me that actor quit acting because so many people hated him because of his role of Zuko. Joffrey.
I guess so, yeah.
He quit acting.
Yeah, that was like his pretty much one and done.
Jesus.
God, I hope he made some good money.
He quit the game.
I mean, it just shows how good of an actor he was.
Uh-huh.
That makes me kind of feel bad. For who knows? I mean, you know how ruthless social media dorks are. Well, there you go.
Happy birthday to Nacho! Keep fighting and getting better, bud, says Captain Stabbin' Jesus. And then a happy belated birthday to Bree.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Regular furnace maintenance can be your wallet's best friend, slashing energy bills and warding off those inconvenient breakdowns that seem to strike at the worst moments. Don't leave it to chance. Schedule your tune-up today at standardheating.com.